What is shaking, everybody? Happy Friday to you. It's a beautiful Friday here in the Bay, and joining me on this episode of, I don't know if I want to call it Backyard Chronicles, or I don't know what I want to call it yet. We'll figure that out some other time, but a man that needs no introduction.
Don't do one.
No, I got to. Because that's the bit. Every time you say a man that needs no introduction or a woman that needs no introduction, they go on to give him an introduction. I'm like, what, are you fucking dense? You just said the man needed no introduction, yet you gave him one. That's the bit, I guess. I always thought it was a bit, so I'm going to go with the bit. The Chronicle, Examiner, NBC Sports Bay Area, some radio station here in the Bay, I think.
Another one.
And then the only one that mattered
was
us. And we got a chance to work together, and those were some fun times. A lot of laughs in those shows,
and
right?
No work.
No, it really wasn't, was it?
No,
it was just fun.
I would say we did more show prep talking about your new rabbit today
than
we did in the time I was with you.
The bunny is here, by the way. The bunny may pop in, may pop out. The bunny's like checking out Max right now. Bunny's sniffing Max's ankles. And the bunny, the bunny just rolled over. Yeah, the bunny just rolled over and went to a fetal position. What have you been doing with your ankles? I mean, good Lord. Take a Kleenex of those things. No, the bunny may pop in. I'm not sure exactly what she's doing. So thank you for joining me.
Hey.
It's been far too long.
It has been. And I blame the bunny.
Did you blame the bunny's only been around for a few months. How do you blame the bunny?
Knew. The bunny
wasn't even alive.
The bunny is 26 years old. Who's kidding who?
The bunny's 26? Wow. That means the bunny has been around since, wow. I'm trying to think of the Super Bowl team or the championship team. I don't know. I just want to see if the bunny can get on camera. So how you been?
I've been fine.
Yeah. Still writing for the Defector?
Yep. It's the greatest place ever.
Yep. You've been doing that, what, about 3-4 years now?
4.5. Well,
okay.
5. It'll be 5 this August.
Okay. You got 20 more years. You can. That's at Bunny's age. You're like 26 years of Defector, 26 years of Bunny.
Boy, I'll be really sharp at 91.
You're always sharp. When haven't you been sharp?
Well, there was a Thursday.
A Thursday in February?
Yeah.
That I wasn't quite on top of my game.
No.
I wasn't quite on top of my game. I want to start out, and we're going to get into sports and everything, but Ray and I were just sitting here kind of shooting the shit a little bit about 2025 and kind of where we are now and the stuff back in our era, and like kind of comparing the two eras and what we had that was better, what's better about today's era. I always hate the conversation, our era is better, our era is this. Like, no, there's some parts about now that's better, and there's some parts about when we grew up that were better. And I think one of the first things we said was being able to play outside.
Yep. Unsupervised play. Not to be scoffed at.
Didn't have to have parents hovering.
Oh, when we were kids, our parents would point us to the front door at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And at 5:30, you were supposed to be back for dinner because dinner was going to be served whether you were there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So you started to learn how to sense time. Now, if they don't have a phone, they don't know what day it is, which is fine. I mean, that's their reality, and I'm not one to dog them at all. They know what they know, and they don't know what they don't know, like us.
But I think it's so interesting now, right? Because kids can't go 20 minutes without a parent want to know what they're doing, right? Your parents get nervous. Did somebody abduct my kid? Like, to some of you, I would say you should be so lucky.
Yeah.
But
what? Not abducted yet? Damn it.
But
I've left him with a sign around his neck. What are they waiting on?
But when we were growing up, it was just, hey, like you said, you know what time it is. You know what time we're having dinner. Go play.
Yeah.
Get on your bike. Go do whatever. I mean, you can go to the mall. You can go wherever. You can go 3-4 miles away. Your mom wasn't keeping tabs on you. You didn't want your mom to keep tabs on you.
And she didn't want to keep tabs on us.
Yeah, and you just showed back up for dinner, whether she wanted you or not. It's like, hey, here I am. Damn. Oh, Mom, you only made enough for 2. Yeah, I thought tonight would be the night.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that I've always been amazed by was, the internet comes. Every kid in America has a phone. So they have the knowledge of the centuries with right in their pocket, and I think they're less curious than we are.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not blaming them. They know what they know. They don't know what they don't know, and I'm not holding any of it against them. That's like saying, the music was better when I was a kid. No, it wasn't. It was different. Shut up.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Shut up,
right.
I think is the key.
It was different. I wonder why they're not as. Oh, bunny's humping your leg, I think. Well,
It's a hobby.
As they do say, that's what bunnies do. For those of you who don't know, let me see if I can get her to come over here. Come here. I got to bet her. I got to pet her on the forehead to kind of lure her in. I put her into a
sleep roll.
Yeah, like a tantric sleep. Not like Sting. It's not that type of deal. But if I can grab her, let me see. Say hi. Now turn her over. Turn her over and go, what's up? What you up to?
I don't know. A large mammal has just seized me against my will.
Seriously, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Carrots. No, you don't. She loves carrots. That's not like bunnies. Yeah, bunnies love carrots.
Although in fairness, I've seen the bunny eat foliage. I saw her snacking on one of the wires. Yeah. I sense that it's an omnivore. Probably drink some of your beer if you gave it a chance.
Oh, she probably would. But we let her out every day. Get her out around 11 or noon and let her cruise around the backyard for 5 hours.
Take her for a walk.
Her enrichment. Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Now there's a chance you could see the cats or the dog, but Lulu's just a destructive force. Oh. Lulu's like a hurricane. And you let Lou out here, all hell breaks loose, and she's jumping on Ray, and then she's jumping on me, and then she's knocking stuff. And that's just Lou.
Just be thankful that Lulu does not have an opposable thumb.
I'm thankful Lulu's not 60 pounds. Lulu'd be blowing out ACLs right and left.
Oh.
I mean, yours already would have been blown out today.
Lulu weighs what, about 8?
Lulu weighs about 22.
Really?
Yeah, she's about 21, 22 pounds. So, do you miss the 8-track player?
No.
Back in black. Hit the black. The 8-track player was the worst thing ever.
Until the next thing came on.
Yeah.
Now, like CDs are the worst thing ever.
I'll tell you one thing. I will not hear an opposing argument. Is that we had better summers growing up because we got 3 months off. Yeah. We got 3 months off for summer because teachers don't take a land of the twigs day off or, the teacher work day off. God knows what they do. They're probably getting plowed somewhere. I have no idea, but it's like, hey, let's just take it.
Yeah, that's the problem with education. Teachers getting plowed.
Let's just take a day off somewhere. I mean, by the time all's said and done, it's like, what happened to my summer? I got 2 months. We used to get 3 months. We'd come back after Labor Day.
Yeah.
I will hear no argument. I'll hear no dissent. That was better.
No, I will say this, though. They're not the ones who set the schedule. That's an administration issue. They're the ones who want the kids to be out on May 30th.
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying we had it better.
August 1st.
I'm just saying we had it better.
Oh, we did, but I just want to blame the proper people.
I think you should.
If you work in an office, you are by definition a crime.
I think
not a criminal, a crime.
Is TV better now or back where we were growing
up? Better now, probably.
Better now? Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, more choices.
Yeah.
3 stations plus PBS. Good luck to you.
Yeah, we weren't a PBS family.
Well, then you had 3.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to watch the Ken Burns documentaries growing up.
I think when you grew up, Ken Burns was still a gleam in his father's eye.
I'm not sure what was going on. I'll tell you one thing we had that was better. I brought this up. I'll see if you agree with me. And then this is another thing that I think we can go back and forth. Is when we were growing up, 60s, 70s, it was a golden age of serial killers. Like we had the better serial killers back in the 60s, 70s, didn't we?
Yeah, probably, I guess so. I hadn't really thought we were going there, but now that I go through my Rolodex of famous criminals, yeah, we had the creme de la creme of serial killers.
Five first ballot Hall of Famers there. Easy.
And the Zodiac, sure, why not?
Bundy, Dahmer, Gacy. Easy. You want to go with the Knights, you had the Hillside Strangler, you had the Boston Strangler, you had the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, the Green River Killer, the California, I think it's California Golden State Killer, I think it was. Just I don't know why that was. I don't know why.
I don't know why you thought of it.
I don't know why that.
There's something clearly. You got brainworms.
Well, you know that. I mean, that's a given. We already know this. We already know this. I don't know why I thought of it either, but it just hit me. It's like, oh yeah,
the golden age of serial killers.
I go. We kill the other eras. I guess it is
replacing the golden age of bank robbers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the golden age of stagecoach thieves.
We definitely got that. Technology, it's kind of a weird, because there's things about technology, right, that are great. It allows you, as you say, to be curious and look stuff up, and the knowledge you have at your fingertips, if you are curious, to find things out is phenomenal. But then there's also the part of it that goes into social media and addiction and paying so much attention to your phone, you're not paying attention to anything else other than your phone.
Well, thieves and scam artists too.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
I'm up in Portland over the Christmas holiday with my wife's family. We go out to a restaurant and we, order some food, bills like $100. I give them my credit card. They ring it back and it comes back 10 grand. And
wow.
I said, no, I don't think so. Next thing I know, there's a notification on my phone from the bank saying, we're declining your $10,000 purchase. So I said, okay, so obviously some glitch. So I give them the American Express card.
Yep.
Same thing happens. Apparently, the restaurant got hacked by somebody. So I don't know how many other people had, $10,000 chicken wings, but no, I had to get new cards for both of them. And the technology was fine about making sure I didn't get charged, but 10 grand? For a beer joint.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, man, that's brazen.
Well,
and if you're not paying attention all the time, you can get hooked into about 1,000 scams. Yeah. Every email is a landmine.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. How stupid could you be as a criminal to think that somebody's going to accept a bank or American Express or Discover, whoever, is going to accept a $10,000 charge from Ray and Tom's Chicken Festival or chicken.
You only have to be right once. That's,
I guess, because they're not going to get caught. They're anonymous.
They're working in Kazakhstan.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's lovely this time of year.
It's lovely every time of year.
I guess I'm selling it short.
Landlocked country.
I guess I'm selling it short.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I know I can hit you on that was better back in our day than it is today is parents' involvement in youth sports.
None.
You say none, but that's it wasn't that way when we were growing up, but it was closer to that than it is now. So you would agree that we had it better than the kids have it today, who are just got parents hovering all around them for even practice.
My father coached a CYO baseball team with a couple of other of his pals, but he made sure that it wasn't the team I was on. He said, you don't need me to be your coach. You need somebody else to be your coach, which was, I didn't think about it at the time, but it was pure genius. There's nothing about Little League that wouldn't be improved massively by putting all the parents in a hermetically sealed room behind the center field wall, and where the window to the field is fogged up so you can't see anything. You're just in there, a holding pen, till your kid's game is over. That's it. Just everything about it would be better.
How do we fix youth sports?
I told you, weed out the parents. Orphans only.
Or only orphans can play.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So instead of only,
you have guardians? Jeez, I'm sorry.
you know what? I can see it right now. Instead of only fans, it'll be only orphans.
Yeah.
that's what it'll be. Sponsored our football league, sponsored by only orphans.
Oh yeah. I mean, the snack bar, is that necessary? No. You know, here's some processed sugar for playing 2 innings. Congratulations. Well, thanks. I won't learn baseball, but I will be a diabetic.
I guess that's a win in someone's eyes. the candy company, I assume. So anyway, all right, let's talk about sports, because I just wanted to talk a little bit about. Actually, I just use that as a forum to lobby my serial killer line. So I just, I'm
good.
sorry.
I don't need a hat.
I kind of set it up myself.
Do you think I need a hat?
Well, I don't know. Do you have sunscreen on?
No, sunscreen.
Well,
it's early March. You want me to wear that?
Oh,
I'm fine.
But I have a Jaguars hat. I got like a Colts hat. I got all kinds of hats.
Really?
Yeah.
Why don't you say, yeah, I got a turd you could put on your head?
Well, I mean, come to think of it,
Jaguars hat.
I'm sure I can find one here. I can find multiple turds. Can I?
I mean, the fact that they just hired a general manager who is 1/3 my age. I mean, that's just disturbing on so many levels.
Does it have to be one turd, or can I cobble together many turds? Because I
don't know what artwork you do.
Well, I have smaller animals. I mean, I have a bunny, 2 cats, and a 20-pound dog.
Well, that's why you have that little pizza oven in the backyard.
Yes, absolutely.
You can amass.
Yes, I can
deposits.
I can cobble together some turds. Maybe I can get the
clip that line.
Hold on again.
Use that as the intro.
I get some caulking out here, and
I can cobble together some turds.
It'll be a nice headdress for you. Oh, that's so stupid. Don't let the damn bunny in, okay? And Max coming out again. He's got bunnies bunny's always lurking. Bunny's like, whoa, somebody open that door? I want to get in there and check out the garage again. All right, let's start with hoops, since the Warriors are heading toward the playoffs. How much have your thoughts changed, or if they have at all, since they've acquired Jimmy Butler?
Well, it's weird because I think, Butler's had an impact, but more than that, it's almost as though Stephen Curry needed somebody, because he seems to be playing with a lot more sort of freedom than he has. And he always had a green light anyway, but he just seems like he's more comfortable wherever he goes on the floor. He's not getting knocked around as much.
Yeah.
He's just getting more open looks and better open looks, including those half court shots that he's now hitting regularly.
Yeah, exactly.
But my one caveat is this has been a relatively easy stretch of schedule. So, I mean, they're beating everybody that they should beat. It'll be interesting to see how they do like the last 15 games when people start to figure them out a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, I would have thought before the Butler trade that they'd have a hard time, being higher than 10th. And the only reason they would have been in the play-in at all is because Phoenix has gone in the crapper.
Yeah.
But now I can't see them in the play-in at all. I think they're going to be a top 6.
Yeah. So do I.
Maybe a top 5, because I'm not sure what to make of Houston.
Yeah. Championship contender?
No. I don't think they can beat Denver. I don't think they can beat Oklahoma City. I think they could give the Lakers a run, but I would say somehow they have to figure out how to get out of the conference final. And I just don't see that.
Yeah. I said, I don't know yet. I go, but I'm warming to the idea. Like before the trade, I would have said there's no chance. And I'm still on the no side, I guess, because of the factors you said. But I am warming to the idea the way they are playing. We'll find out more when they play some tougher opponents. But right now, it's just about stacking wins and trying to get out of the play-in territory. And then after that, we'll see what happens. But the one thing about Butler that I really like, that I knew this because I've watched him play, but when you watch him play every game, you get a new appreciation. He just knows how to play basketball. Like, he's just a smart player. He just knows how to play ball. So when you have him and Draymond on the court at the same time, your IQ dramatically rises, and I think he's helped him with that more than anything.
Yeah, Pajemski's a much better player because he's not trying to do too many things.
Yep.
They just look more cohesive. But again, they're going to make some hay on this homestand coming up. Was it 7 games in a row?
Yep.
And even though they have not had a great home record for an alleged contender, I'd be surprised if they weren't minimum 5-2, probably 6-1.
Yeah.
Now, if they're 6-1, then there's an excellent chance they pass Houston, and now they're the 5.
Yeah.
Life is a whole lot better when you're playing Memphis than it is if you're playing the Lakers.
Yeah.
Although
Memphis to me is one of their kind of kryptonites. Young athletic teams give the Warriors problems.
But they do such goofy stuff. They should be a runaway second place team in the conference.
Yeah, no, I granted, I'm with you, because I'm a big fan of that team. They're deep. I love the starting lineup, the kind of the composition of the starting lineup. I really like. I think Taylor Jenkins is a really good coach. Like, I like them a lot. I really do like them a lot. But you're right. Like, they don't. You look at their record, and it's like, how come they're not a little bit better?
How come they win games where you just go, man, they are special, and then 2 nights later lose by 17 to, the Clippers? How does that happen? I don't know that they are ready yet for their big star turn. Maybe that's it.
Possible. It's possibility.
And when they're good, they're really good. But when they're not, they're just completely confounding, at least to me.
I was talking yesterday about Steph Curry 56 against Orlando. And I said, it didn't even really faze me that he had 56 because he makes the extraordinary look ordinary. That's like who he is now. And that's, to me, the true sign of greatness is when you do something that's incredible and you just kind of gloss over like, oh, I've seen that before. He's done that before. It's not that big a deal. He's
ruined an entire generation of shooters. Well, he can do it. I should jack one up from 35. Well, but you're 4 for 19. Why are you doing that? He's an absurdity.
Yeah.
Everything looks easy because he is essentially stylistic. But if you watch him on 3 possessions in a row and just count the number of steps he's taking at high velocity, because he never stands still.
Yeah.
That's the most amazing thing to me. It's not his shooting. It's the fact that he never stops. He's always in motion, because I think he figured out very early on, if I'm static, I'm guardable. But, how many screens does he run around in the course of a possession? That's the amazing. For a guy with allegedly bad ankles when he started, he's extraordinary, just energy wise.
Yeah.
You look at people and you see how hard they're working. You never see him working hard, but he is working hard. Really, I don't know that anybody moves as much as he does in the entire league.
No, probably not. Probably not. The relocations, the back screens, when he passes the ball, your job is actually starting at that point as a defender. Like, you just have to be on top of him, because if you lose him for a second, how many times have we seen him set that screen and either he gets open, rarely, or Looney or somebody is wide open at the rim because they miscommunicate and they both jump at Steph. We call it Steph's gravity, how he just sucks people toward him and everybody else benefits from it. But as a defense, you can't miscommunicate. If you do, just for a second, somebody's going to get you.
You can't miscommunicate, and the help you're expecting to get can't miscommunicate either.
Absolutely. You got to be in sync. If you're not in sync, you're absolutely screwed. If you're not in sync, you stink.
You can have that.
No, that's okay. I already have one. I don't have it. It just somebody in Cleveland put it up, and I thought it was the greatest sign of all time because it was so simple. It just said, I think the Eagles are playing, or maybe the Niners. I think it was the Eagles, and T.O. was playing, and the sign just said, T.O. has B.O. I'm like,
When was the last time anybody used BO?
well, maybe then. I mean, it's probably
Yeah.
like 15 years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
But I just cracked up. I go, that's hilarious. I go, it's so dumb. It's so simple. TO has BO. somebody is pulling out of the driveway, and their wife said, honey, did you remember the TO has BO sign? Oh, yeah, I almost forgot that.
just the guy who said, I got to get to Office Max before game time. I need a set of Sharpie markers, and I need a big cardboard placard.
It's like the people that go to Dodger games, right? They go to Dodger games, and they're taking a turn out of the neighborhood, and they stop. And they go, hey, do you remember the beach balls? Like, leave your beach balls at home, Dodger fans, Angel fans, and I am an Angel fan. But geez, leave your damn beach balls.
Why would you admit that anymore?
Huh?
Why would you? You realize the Angels are going to be this year's White Sox? You know that.
Oh,
You?
get out of here!
Oh,
No,
yeah.
they're not.
Absolutely, they are.
How many games the White Sox win last year?
They won 41.
41.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything? We can keep it alcoholic.
Tell me what. Tell me what.
Alcoholic. You want to wager me the Angels will not win 41 games this year? I'm in for.
I'm going to need some odds.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
No, but when I said this year's White Sox
against your house, and I hate that I'll have to tell Beth that she now has to move because you've lost the house.
You won't survive that. No, what I meant was that they have an excellent chance to have the worst record in baseball. I didn't think they were going to go 41 and 121, but I think they could have the worst record in baseball.
We can make a wager on that.
All right.
Okay, what do you want to make? We're going to do like, I don't know.
Case of beer. No.
Case of beer, case of wine?
Case of wine, you get screwed.
Okay, case of beer, 12-pack? Oh, I get screwed there too. Okay, well, case of my
I'll tell you what. Night out, I pay.
Okay.
If I lose, night out, you pay if you lose.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay, let's do
We'll
that.
go to Moxie if I win. We'll go to Jack in the Box if I lose.
I thought you were going to say we go to the dump. At least I get food. I mean, I guess, kind of. Hopefully it'll be when the monster tacos are coming out. Hey, fuck you, Jack in the Box. Hey, monster tacos once a... Come on. You have the special during October. Let's have monster tacos all year round, okay? Let's go. I mean, that's criminal that they don't serve monster tacos all year round. It really is. I have no idea what kind of meat it is, but I really like it. It is. It's tasty.
I mean, I like Arby's roast beef, but I know it's not roasted and I know it's not beef. So, well I don't know that, but I'm speculating.
It is roast beef.
Okay.
I worked at Arby's.
Did you?
Yeah, I actually got fired from Arby's.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know.
What did you not? I don't even want to know.
No, you don't want to know. It's
the manager found thumbs in the food.
No, it's a dumb story. He just told me he was mad at me for some reason. Although my mom did tell me one time, she said somebody in front of her, like she wanted to go there and order, like I'm gonna go let my son take my order and get my food, blah, 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 blah. So she said, I'm in line and you're helping this gentleman in front of me. And he said, I would like 4 shakes and this and that. And he said, my mom said, I'm watching you. And you went to make the shakes. And then you came back and set it on the counter. And then you went and made another shake. And then you came back and set it on the counter. She goes, and then you went and made another shake.
You should have been fired.
And she said, the guy in front of her didn't know that I was your mom. And he goes, and my mom goes, the guy turned around, looked at my mom, goes, can you believe this fucking guy?
And she said,
mom goes,
no.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. She goes, he was like, he was beside himself. Like, what is this idiot doing?
God.
And I couldn't even answer for that. I don't know why I would make 4 and then bring him back. I just decided
you were getting in your steps.
Yeah, I was definitely getting in my steps. So the manager was mad at me and he said he wanted me to mop the floor and everything and have it done by 9:45 or else, one of those type deals. It's mopping. How hard can mopping be? It's not that big a deal.
How hard was shake making?
Not that hard. not that hard. So I mopped everything, right? I'm almost done mopping. We're good to go. And the last little square that I got to do, I put the mop in the water and I just kind of push it. And the bucket was rolling and it hit one of those like grout crevices and whoosh, It was like a scene from like Armageddon when like the meteor hits the water, and it was just water all over. And I go, oh, I'm not meeting the timeline. I'm screwed. So I think that was pretty much the end of it for me. That was the end of my Arby's experience. I miss getting the roast beefs though. The roast beefs and the beef and cheddar. Oh, the beef and cheddar was killer. And then the Arby's best part though is the Arby's sauce and the horsey sauce. Horsey sauce was great.
Never had
the
sauces.
Yeah, the sauces were outstanding.
I'm just going to say this: have you ever regretted what happened to your career? You could have run a couple of Arby's,
at least.
Yeah, you'd have to move to the middle of Nevada to run them. But
yeah, I could have made a mean potato triangle. A little, a stupid little potato triangles they had.
You know, the funny thing is, that menu hasn't changed because they're still doing potato triangles.
Yeah, they are. You know, it was great though. I will say the one. I like the roast beef sandwiches because it's just meat and a bun. But I like the root beer float shake. That was outstanding. It was like a root beer float flavored shake, but it was a shake. It wasn't a float. It was a shake. That I did like.
And you got exercise when you made one.
And I did. Yes, absolutely. Back and forth. They never quite trusted me to slice the beef.
Gee, I wonder why. You wouldn't have been much of a player with no fingers.
Nah, that would have been that'd have been a rough go of it. What was where'd you work when you were younger, like in high school or
first I worked at a dry cleaners for a summer.
Yeah.
Basically just cleaning up. They wouldn't let me dry clean anything for obvious reasons. I umpired when I was a kid.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
That was about it. I was a lazy child.
What was umpiring back then? Because now I think it's like $40 a game. It was like 10 maybe?
Yeah. Maybe not even. No, it's about 10. I mean, I don't know. I didn't keep any check stubs from then.
Did you ever have to throw anybody out?
No.
Not
till I started refereeing high school. I was out of college by then.
Yeah. Before we get into, because I wanted to ask you, well, let me finish up with the Warriors, because we talked about the Warriors. We both think they are.
We've done 5 minutes on sports, and 25 minutes on God knows what.
That's the way.
Well, serial killers. We've done more time on serial killers.
Well, look, give them their due, Ray. Okay, give them their due. They have more documentaries than the other stuff we're talking about. I guarantee you that. Those are pretty fascinating documentaries, though. You like documentaries?
Well, they're the only thing I watch now. Yeah. Oh, the last movie I saw before Conclave, because my wife wanted to watch it.
I watched Conclave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But before that, it was probably 2020. I don't do movies.
What?
I don't do movies.
Really? 5 years between movies?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't remember. Birth of a Nation. The colorized version.
Jeez. Wow.
No, I don't know. I'll watch a documentary, any documentary. And even documentaries are ruined now because almost all of them are paid for by the subject of the documentary.
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan is responsible for that.
Because of Last Dance?
Yeah. Which doesn't age nearly as well as you think it does.
Well, I haven't went back and watched it again. I thought it was pretty good. Maybe it was good because it was during the pandemic.
And
everything was pretty good.
And there wasn't anything quite like it.
Yeah.
Until you realize some of the backstory, like he was the one who made sure that everything was getting filmed, and he was the one who paid for it. Gee, I wonder who's going to be the hero of this story.
Yeah, although he was going to be anyway, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, it's Jordan.
You know, there are a lot of different ways you could have approached it, but that was the one where every player in America said, "You know what? When I get good enough, I'm going to do a documentary about me. I'm just going to call it I by Me."
I enjoyed it though. Just because they were guys that I played against, and they were like, if I could call them that, my contemporaries. But obviously, you know, to say you're a contemporary of Jordan is absurd. But we did play in the league at the same time, so by that measure, we were.
Did you ever see the Luke Longley documentary?
I didn't.
To me, that was a great documentary because part of it was talking to Jordan and experiencing that stuff, but it was a whole different slant on it.
Yeah,
and he even got Jordan to sit down and talk about Longley, which is, to me, a far better get than Jordan getting himself.
Yeah.
Hey, what am I doing today? Oh, I think I'll make a movie. Hey, let me sit down and have somebody film me. It's not hard work.
All right, let me jump to the Niners. How do you think this Purdy thing ends?
They pay him. Can't replace him.
Yep.
I mean, it really isn't that hard to figure out. Can you find a quarterback that's better? There are better quarterbacks, but are any of them available? No. So you pay him because you have to. Plus, I mean, the salary cap goes up every year.
Yeah.
So it's not like nobody has ever started a season not in compliance with the salary cap.
Yeah.
They all figure it out. And who gets paid more than a quarterback? Nobody. So yeah, they're going to pay him. They don't have it. They don't have an alternative, so they don't have a choice.
So I said that there were clearly 4 quarterbacks that I would rather have than Brock Purdy. There is Lamar Jackson. There is Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and then Stafford. Stafford's a little different because he's a little older, but I still think he's better. Like Stafford's incredible. I go the other ones: Herbert, Love, Hurts, Lawrence, Stroud. I mean Daniels. Name your guy. I'll take Purdy. If I had to take the other one, that'd be fine. But I go Purdy to me is in that mix of like clearly not the top 5 guys. I mean, those guys are by themselves. But we could argue over all the other ones. I don't think all the other ones are clear. I think Purdy, let's put it this way, Ray. I think Purdy fits in that group.
No, I don't think there's any question about that. But there's also this to be said, which is that Purdy has an advantage that those other guys in that group don't have, is that he plays on a team where the quarterback is not required to save every game. The 49ers win because they run the football better than most teams, and they defend better than most teams. Now, that clearly wasn't the case this past year, but for the most part in the Shanahan era, they've been a team that relies heavily on the running game and a superior defense. That means the quarterback doesn't have to put up 5 scores a game.
Mm-hmm.
Makes life a lot easier. And, that's not a knock on Purdy. This is the hand he was dealt, but good for him for making the most of it. But no, he isn't one of the top 5. But because we are fascinated with quarterbacks beating other quarterbacks, which is the most absurd thing ever.
It really is. It's the dumbest thing ever. We're going to give me a quarterback's record against another quarterback. I'm like, when are they on the field together?
Yeah.
Never.
See, I'd like to see that.
Except when they shake hands. Yeah. Quarterback plays safety.
Middle linebacker.
Yeah. Well, look, if I'm going to get a record, I'm going to come and knock this shit out of you.
Oh,
because one is going to win, one is going to lose.
I'm going to run the ball at you with Derrick Henry till you're broken. Throw 5 touchdowns now, wise ass. No, I mean, I think you're right. He's in that second tier, and the 49ers can't get anybody in the first tier.
Yep.
So you get to pay him. Maybe you regret it in 3 years, like they regretted the Garoppolo deal, but you can't plan for 3 years down the road. There's no such thing as 3 years down the road. You win the day, then you figure it out after that. That's what happened with the Rams.
Yeah. Where do you see the Niners' needs being? Free agency, draft, stuff like that. I think offensive, defensive line are the easiest things to say. And I always think they're the right things to say. That's where you win and lose football games, offensive line, defensive line. Yeah. And I know, Shanahan has always felt, and his dad too, that they can make an offensive line. You give me some guys, we'll make a good offensive line. Defensive line, obviously, they've invested a lot of their equity in. Like, they understand the importance of a defensive line. They just haven't hit like they hit when they had Bosa, Ford, and then Buckner, Armstead.
Yeah.
Right.
Solomon Thomas was an enormous mistake.
Yep.
But beyond that, I mean, I'm not as troubled by defensive line.
Okay.
I think they need one more offensive lineman because Trent Williams is 1,000 years old. I mean, you can look on his Football Reference page. You don't know how old he is without cutting off a leg and counting the rings. That's how long he's been doing this. They're going to have to replace him soon. And the reason why I say him, even though he's not a weakness, is when you get a young, great offensive lineman like Penei Sewell, and that's 10 free years.
Yeah.
I mean, more than even quarterback. If you have a guy that dynamic in the offensive line, you build around him and you can have a decade of doing whatever you want on offense. I mean, that's how Detroit got good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jared Goff, Jamar Gibbs, you know, David Montgomery, Amon St. Brown, good players, not great. But the fact is, they get blocked for.
Yep.
And life is a whole lot easier. The Lions went from being the Lions to being one of the best teams in football.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
I would say, though, in answer to your original question, secondary is always a problem for them. It's one of the places where Kyle Shanahan is willing to save a buck, to spend a buck elsewhere. And I think they've got to get a wide receiver because, you know, Deebo Samuel isn't done yet. But more to the point, can they replace him? Is Ricky Pearsall that guy? I don't know. You know?
Yeah, I don't know either. I know this. I wouldn't draft a quarterback. I wouldn't draft a wide receiver in the first round.
I wouldn't either.
I'm totally against drafting wide receivers in the first round. I think you can get guys down the
They're more
down the
plentiful
line.
than anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. So I want to get the big boys, and I think offensive and defensive line are.
I think long snapper.
Man, well, I didn't really think of that. No. Are you sure? We can switch seats.
I'm fine.
I mean, you're in the sun.
I don't mind the sun.
All right. I don't want you to get that lovely ballpark Frank look where you start plumping up and.
It's the illusion of nature.
Okay.
I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I just don't want you to come back at me a couple weeks later and go, look at this fucking blister. That was you.
I am a blister.
Okay. Well, that's a given. Is the wine good?
Wine's very good. I'm
Okay.
about to refill.
Okay. Very good.
Because that's the kind of alcoholic I am.
I didn't know what to get. I don't know.
It's 2 p.m.
Yeah.
It's Banshee. That's
Well, it would look. It was relatively
cheap.
No, it wasn't cheap. It was middle. I didn't want to get something too expensive, and I wanted to get something.
Define middle.
$27 a bottle.
That's pretty pricey.
Is it?
Well, I presume you went to Safeway.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's expensive for Safeway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I got Banshee because I just thought, okay, it's not the name.
The name alone.
Yeah, the name was really cool, and I thought, you know what, I'm supporting our Native American brothers and sisters. So I have no idea, but Banshee seemed like I was, and made me feel good. So.
And it's made in Healdsburg in Geyserville.
There you go. So boom, I'm good. I'm good to go.
There you go. Plus, it was in an aisle you were already in because you were loading up with beer.
Yeah, no, I don't load up a beer at Safeway. I make multiple trips for my beer. It's like, oh, damn, Bunny's eating back there. She's in the back. I was like,
you thought she was making a break for it.
Yeah, I did. I thought she might be
gnawing at the fence.
Digging. I'm assuming we're getting that on the camera. See the Bunny in the background.
Zoom in on the.
No, I think if free agency goes okay and the draft goes okay, which we won't know for another 2 or 3 years anyway. Free agency will know because they've been in the NFL. But I think next year, if the odds are okay, I think I might put a little something on the Niners to win the Super Bowl.
Well, you'll get a decent price.
I'm hoping 15-1 or more. And the reason I would do it is I think I read somewhere last night, and these are all like the schedules and stuff like that could change.
Mark Lawrence analysis.
No, it wasn't Mark Lawrence, but they had like the 3rd easiest home schedule, 4th easiest road schedule, something like that. And I think last year, I really do believe they were physically, mentally, spiritually just empty. Like I think they were on empty last year. Everything they went after, McCaffrey, the injury, Ayuk, that whole debacle, Trent Williams, that didn't take that long. And then there were injuries here, injuries there, and just it never was in sync last year. And I think actually coming in 4th place and having the record they did, it allows you to play a little easier schedule this year. And somebody goes, well, it's only like 3 more games. I go, well, hell, that's like 10 games in an NBA schedule. I mean, it's fairly significant. So I just think for a lot of reasons that if they're fully stocked, I think they're going to be a problem next year. I really do.
Well, I mean,
or do you think it's the end? Like it's
no, I don't. I don't know what the end is for anybody. I mean, I know what the end is for the Jets. It's a hamster wheel to hell that started in about 1973. But no, I wouldn't be surprised if they bounced back. But in terms of your bet, I'd be surprised if you can get 15 to 1.
Think so? Really?
I'd say 10 because there's so much money that comes in on the Niners every year because people drive to Reno and Vegas and drive the price up.
Well, I mean, I don't care what it is in Reno. I care what it is nationwide.
No, but I mean, you get enough money. I mean, there are only 3 guys who own all the casinos in the world. So.
Yeah. Can I check real quick?
Sure.
Let me see if they have the NFL.
No, stare at me and wonder what serial killer you have in mind now from the 90s.
Not a lot of serial killers in the 90s, right?
Well, I mean, everything is cyclical.
Not serial killing. Too many phones out there, I think. You can't do what you need to do in secret. Let's see. Odds to win. NFL 25-26. Outright winner. That's what we're looking for. Let's look at the San Francisco 49ers. 14 to 1.
See, the price is going down.
If it had been 14.98, it would have said price is going down. I might take it at 14 to 1, although I'd still like to see what they're going to do in free agency or in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, it's I laughed when they traded Samuel for a 5th because that is the only draft position that Kyle Shanahan is indisputably good at.
He's incredible in the 5th round.
He stinks in the first.
He's money in the 5th.
The 5th. I mean, that's a rarely recognized and relatively useless skill.
Do you think he should trade the first pick for like 7 5ths?
Oh, no question.
I mean, it'd be incredible. Just stock up, own the 5th.
Yeah.
We own the 5th. And then you get T-shirts. I take the 5th. Give me a 5th. All kinds of 5th references. It'd be fantastic.
Be like the year that Vancouver, went through all sorts of gyrations, trading here and trading there to get the 2nd and 3rd picks in the draft so they could take the Sedin twins.
Yep.
And everything they gave up was worth it for those 2 guys. They were tremendous for 15 years.
Yeah.
But got to risk it for the biscuit.
Yes, you do. All right, let's hit the because there's like a wider ranging subject that I want to get into but I wanted to hit all the local teams. Where are we at with the Giants this year?
I think there's a myth going on that they're going to reject analytics. I don't think they are, but I think
you can't. Can you? You
can't. But I think when he was hired, a lot of people assume that, well, they fired Farhan. They're going to get rid of their 49 analytics experts. I don't think they did. But I think their biggest problem was talent evaluation. They have not had a very productive draft record, really, since the 3 pitchers at the end of the aughts.
Yep. Kane, Bumgarner, Lincecum.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, since then, I mean, I think Farhan's greatest failing, other than the fact that he could never explain himself because he didn't like dealing with the media, is that he thought you could get by with a bunch of guys on the fringe and you could just platoon your way to victory. And the worst thing that happened to him was 2021 when they won 106.
Yeah.
I mean, because that made him think,
I think.
Was it 107?
I think the Dodgers had 106. Yeah. I think it might have been one ahead of which, by the way, was one of my greatest baseball seasons. Not wagering, because I don't have those, but just viewing. Like, it was such a fun season to view because the Giants never lost and the Dodgers never lost. And you had 2 rivals in the same division fighting for the same thing. And you don't get that. You maybe get that with the Red Sox and the Yankees occasionally, but you just don't get that. And then it
Reds
was
and Pirates.
Yeah. And then it was high-end stuff. So it wasn't like, they're both trying to get to 90 wins. I mean, we're talking 107, 106. So they were both playing incredible baseball.
They're winning 2 out of every 3.
Yeah, and then they played against each other in the playoffs. It just was like that last 2 months of the season, including the playoffs, was just so much fun because every night you're watching a Dodger game, you're watching the Giants, and you're watching them both, and they're winning, losing. That was a lot of fun. It really was.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants thing, though, was the Dodgers had 106 game win talent. the Giants had a bunch of guys having career years at the same time.
Yes.
And the next year, with roughly the same team, they were 500.
Yeah. Because that's really what it should have been.
Yeah.
It was probably somewhere in the middle.
I mean,
maybe slanting closer to 500 than what they did. But remember, Belt, I won't say career year, one of the best offensive years of his career. Crawford, one of the best offensive years of his career. Posey, I think, started that year batting 8th in Seattle. And then all of a sudden he had one of the best offensive years of his career. It's like, did you actually think you were going to duplicate that? And then they're bringing guys up in the minors for a week and they would make an impact. Yeah. And then they'd go back down. Like, it was just, I called it the magic carpet ride. Like, enjoy it. It ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, and it didn't.
He French kissed God.
Oh, man. That magic carpet tried to, anyway.
But that was it. I mean, it was the outlier that essentially revealed his weakness.
Yeah.
Is that he thought you could do that on a budget, and the game does not allow for that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's why the Dodgers have done just the opposite. They just say, well, you know what? We'll sell the team and somebody else can pay Ohtani $68 million a year to sit on the beach. It's not going to be our problem.
No.
You know what?
I totally agree.
No fans care.
No, they don't.
If it's your team, spend all you want. I came to watch a team win. I will spend $23 on the beer and $16 on the hot dog. I don't care that I'm getting gouged. I'm getting the win that I came for.
Because if you're not excited about being there, you're not going to be spending anything on the beer because you won't be there to spend it.
Yeah.
You'll be at home paying for your beer.
Yeah.
You know, hey, don't shit on me, okay?
Boy, how many times have you said that and in how many contexts?
Yeah. Some with 2 legs. No. Beer, please.
Garçon.
Hey, look, we've all had kids. You know, take a kid out of a bath. Don't you shit on me, kid. Okay. Now, Bunny's over here. Bunny took off. Yeah. No, it's okay. You can just get in there.
Bunny's not that quick. Just
get in there and
get
in there and shut the door. I used to tell my kids all that when they were little.
Get me a beer.
Yeah. Don't you go steamer on me. Don't you do that. They had no idea what I was talking about.
Of course not.
But I thought it was funny.
Well,
that's really all that matters. I just try to amuse
when we talk out loud, we're just amusing ourselves.
That's all we are.
Because there's so little that we say that actually has any value to anyone else.
It has no value. It has 0 value.
And yet we've both been in that very industry for most of our adult lives.
Yep.
Frankly, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves.
That is the coin we peddle. That is the coin we I am ashamed of myself. You kidding me? But I'm going to keep doing it. Oh, what did I get today? Oh, Wondrous. Nice. Thank you. Wondrous made eyes. So I'm going to open that one up. So I think the Giants are I'll say plausible playoff team this year. I wouldn't put them. I don't think I'll put them in there, but it really depends on, to me, the pitching. If the pitching can hold up, like if Ray can be back to the Seattle Robbie Ray, then I think you got a hell of a 1-2 punch. I really do. Harrison, see if he can get the fastball back. You know, last year he lost his fastball, and then that was pretty much was it. You know, he's got to have that fastball because I don't know how many high fastballs he throws per game, but I mean, that's his pitch. He rides it high and works off that. I mean, one of his secondary pitches has got to step up and be a pitch this year as well. But, you know, I like the fact they went out and got Adamas, but didn't go hog wild. They tried to, okay, what do we need and what can we build on? We got Chapman, we got Adamas on the left side of the infield, which I think is nice. And then hopefully Eldridge, maybe next year at first base, maybe Matos. Ramos was an all-star last year. So, you know, I don't know that you can't compete with the Dodgers. I mean,
they're also not as good as I think the Padres.
Probably not.
So now they have to be a wild card.
And maybe not even as good as the Diamondbacks. I mean, they could be a fourth place team.
Well, if they're a fourth place, then they're not.
No, I agree.
They're playing 162.
I said plausible. I didn't say they would.
They'd need a number of teams to fall off. I think. I mean, the Mets and the Braves are probably in. If you believe that the Padres and Dodgers minimum are in.
But I don't believe
Milwaukee will win the Central because Milwaukee always wins the Central.
Yeah, I don't believe the Padres are in though. I mean, I think they got a leg up, but I wouldn't put them in like I put the Dodgers in. Like,
well, no, I mean, the Dodgers spent $600 million. So
I almost want to put 3 teams in the East in. I want to put the Mets in, the Phillies in, and the Braves in.
Okay.
Like, it's hard to make right now. It's hard for me to make a case.
So that's 6.
Yeah, that's 5 for me because I got division leader, and then 3.
Okay.
So what do we got? One more?
But well, I think either the Diamondbacks or Padres are in.
Okay.
So that's 6.
Okay.
So they have to be better than. I mean, it's plausible. I'm not arguing with you, but I think when you're aiming for 7th, realistically, you usually get 10th.
Yeah, I guess. I did
because you can't fake it.
No.
At some point, all these alleged stars that they're in on every offseason and never get, they got to get one of them.
Well, they did. They got Adames this year. I mean, he was the only guy they were in on, really. I didn't see that. I didn't see them in on everybody else. Anybody else?
They talked a game on Ohtani. Just they're better.
Well, that was 2 years ago.
Okay, but
that's back when I had a job. I remember
that was never a job.
No, I remember talking about that on the air.
Yeah. No,
I wasn't in my backyard talking about that one.
All the big guys that they were allegedly in on that they never closed on.
Yep.
They're all in the Hall of Fame.
Although they closed on Correa. They just decided.
And then walked on him.
Well, I mean, maybe rightfully so, maybe not. But they did close on him. I mean, I think they should get at least partial credit for they come into an agreement with the guy. They're the ones that said, it's kind of sketchy.
Don't announce the agreement till you've had the physical.
That is fair. That is absolutely fair. That's fair.
Because they look stupider for agreeing with him and then having to back out because they didn't do their homework.
I agree. No doubt about it.
That's general manager 101.
Yeah. So I think, it'll be interesting to see really, because again, we're talking, when I say plausible, I say I can make a case for it. I'm not saying I make a strong case for it. Okay.
I wasn't arguing with you.
No, I know you weren't. I'm just, for people out there listening and thinking, he thinks he's going to make the playoffs. No, I don't.
The bunny was skeptical though.
Bunny is like, hell with the Giants. Yeah. I'm not. No.
Yeah, I got your Giants right.
Yeah. I think Bunny's probably a Dodger fan for whatever reason. But hey, Brownie's a winner. Brownie's like, I want to be on a winning team. He
just doesn't want to be in the pot.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're going to live for 10 years, why would you want to fucking root for a loser? Right?
Excellent point.
I mean, you're not going to be around that often. You're not like, hey, let me try to wait and see if I live my whole life. They never won a championship. Well, you fucking lived 3 months. I mean, what are you talking about? you should pick a winner.
You have a delightfully brief shelf life for your animals.
Well, no, I'm not talking about her.
Your day to day. That's it.
No, we just buried my turtle. Wasn't my turtle. I guess it was everybody's turtle, but 20 years old, tiny. Haley came to me one day and she goes, I think something's wrong with Tiny. He's been at the bottom of the tank for 2 days. And I go, that's not good. I go, I don't think it's good.
Tom Tolbert, Frontier Veterinarian.
Yeah, so come to find out it wasn't good. So we buried Tiny.
He was inert.
Yeah, we buried Tiny in the front yard. And then about a month before that, the hamster kicked the bucket. And it was weird too, because I walked in there and the hamster somehow moved to my room. Right now, my hamster, it was Weston's because Camila, and he goes, "Oh, I can't go to sleep." It's like a hamster's running the wheel, click, 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 and it's at night. I'm like, so let me get this straight. So you said to yourself, you're laying in there at night going, oh man,
who lives here doesn't
this
need
fucking
sleep.
This fucking hamster's killing me. I can't go to sleep with this hamster running on this wheel. What can I do? I'll just fucking put it in Dad's room. like what? I go, what? Why did that pop into your head? Like, why our room? Like, why would you do that?
He couldn't spell WD-40.
Couldn't you do that? Like, why?
Why not?
You're the one that bought it. So anyway, I walked in on Cute, Camila and the hamster Cute. So I walked in on Cute one day.
That's not helpful.
And I mean,
he wasn't making noise anymore.
Yeah. This guy was, he was, whew.
Did you give him the back fence burial?
He was stiff. He was stiffer than a 22-year-old wearing silk pajamas on Viagra. I thought I could get all that out without tripping on myself.
That's one of the most horrifying metaphors I believe I've ever heard.
I try.
No,
try.
It's your, well, first of all, it's your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But he was like, you picked him up and he was like a board. So he's buried out in the front yard. So there's a possibility.
So basically, you live in a graveyard with a house in the back.
If the fucking Ramones show up one day, I'm gonna be concerned. I'm gonna be very concerned if they show up one day. I'll be like, okay, what the hell's going on there?
Do you have little popsicle stick crosses?
I don't know what kind of cross. I don't even know if we have crosses. If it rains real hard, they may go floating down the. I don't know.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be great to have a cross on your pet's grave that has a joke printed on it?
That would be good, like a fortune cookie.
Yeah,
except a joke sickle.
Yeah,
like a joke sickle.
Exactly.
I think we've stumbled onto something.
I think we have.
Yeah, I think we should do that for humans too.
Oh, no question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you think human grave sites would be better if they were jokes?
I think that if they were mobile.
If they were what?
Mobile. You put them in the back of trucks and drive them around so that you don't have to go to the cemetery. Bring the cemetery to you.
Bring the cemetery to you. Now I had an idea. Now that's not. I kind of like the mobile cemetery idea. I'm kind of down with that. But I had an idea that goes a little further, and I couldn't really convince myself. It was more of a gag that I was saying it. But what if you took grandma to the taxidermist and you had grandma sitting on your couch watching Jeopardy with you nightly? And
I rather envision grandma standing up with her hands like this, sort of like the bear in the Addams Family,
and
just having her taking up valuable couch space. Oh, put it next to the grandfather clock.
What about grandma standing in the corner like this, like Sammy Baugh? Like,
yeah, Heisman the Heisman pose.
One of the
In fact, have grandma with adjustable poses. Put like universal joints.
It's like one of those
shoulders.
Spider-Man action figures.
You could turn it into anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd probably have to do something surgically to replace the tendons and
if
stuff like that.
If you're taking her to the taxidermist,
I guess you are.
It's like 4 ball joints. Who's kidding who?
This is true. That's a good point.
I mean, what's it take to have your grandparents mummified? Not that much. You throw in a little extra, 6 ball bearings, 6 socket joints. You're home free. You can go to Home Depot and do that.
I think I'd dress my grandma up like Rambo.
I think you
should. Bow and
should.
arrow. Paint underneath the eyes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good. Or I could put her in a sitting down pose and I can act like we're playing dominoes.
Or if you get giddy, you could put it in Weston's room.
Oh yeah, I could.
Yeah, thinking of the hamster.
And have her run on a wheel to see if I can get it to spin.
That's what you could do. That is have the wheel motorized.
Yeah.
So that and just have her in a running pose, even though she's actually not running.
God, that would be so sick.
No kidding.
That'd be incredible. that'd be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. If you took your parents or grandparents to the taxidermist. I bet you somebody's done it with their pets. I bet you there's no doubt in my mind somebody's done that.
Of course they have.
Yeah. I don't think it's probably not illegal to do it with humans. I wouldn't think.
It's not illegal?
Oh, it is illegal. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's not legal, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
I don't want this getting flagged.
It's also in bad taste.
Yeah,
but then again,
look,
us in bad taste.
Yeah, but taste is relative.
Yeah.
Taste is relative.
It's not related to either of us.
No, it is not. Yeah, I don't want to get flagged. Like, that guy was talking about taxidermy and humans. Like, maybe we should look into that guy. I wipe my phone clean all the time, but I don't need to be looking into my business just to make sure. So anyway, we talked about all the sports and we got through that. But I really, what I wanted to ask you about, because we've talked about this before, was, and you touched on it a little bit with the Giants, was analytics in sports today, which is pretty much taken over. for every team now and every sport now. They all use analytics, some more than others, but every team, every sport uses them. And I'm not saying it's bad or good. I can cite a bunch of reasons I think it's really good. I can cite a bunch of reasons I think it's awful. But I wanted to ask you, is analytics getting in the way of entertainment? Because a lot of times, to me, they're opposing forces. Where if I'm a GM of a team, I'm trying to win. I'm not worried about how entertaining I am. I just want to win a basketball game or football game, whatever. But as far as a bigger picture, more people probably should be concerned if the game's entertaining, or not. And I don't know that analytics and entertainment are in lockstep very often. How do you look at it?
First of all, the idea of entertainment is actually in the eyes of the beholder, not in the eyes of the seller. You get to choose what you find entertaining. So if you're watching a game and it's chock full of analytics and it bores you to death, don't watch it. You got a remote. You're free. This is America, at least for a couple more weeks. If you think it is replacing actual eyeballs for judgment, in a lot of situations it is, because it is easier for the modern general manager to quantify things rather than say, well, this is kind of an art form and you either have it or you don't. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't find a new Brian Sabian, whose background was in scouting, and produce a bunch of good teams with him, because he did. And it's not like scouting's gone, the way of the dodo, but it is no longer considered the first resort. And I think that's probably where the issue is that you always have to have analytics, because analytics, if you do them right, covers you on the margins. But you need to be able to have people who can see a prospect or a player and say, that's what we can expect from him, because these are the skills he has. And you're not going to be right all the time, but you're not going to be right all the time with analytics either.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with analytics is that people who are trying to explain the game to people who aren't, or casual fans, it's like going to math class.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to. I don't care. Don't tell me BABIP. I'm not interested. They are right when they say that RBIs are a flawed statistic, when pitcher's record is a flawed statistic. Plus minus is a flawed statistic. But I think you, as the consumer, get to decide what you want to see and why you want to see it. Like, I don't hear a lot of people talking about how the Detroit Pistons are suddenly really analytics savvy. They're fun to watch, which is why they have a chance to be like the fourth most improved team in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's not because they figured out a new way to divide 2 into 4. It's because they got players who can do stuff. And if you're looking for entertainment, they're as entertaining as anybody.
Now, they're fun to watch, no doubt. I guess I was looking at...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I think it's just a matter of how much of a stomach do you as a consumer have, because you're in charge of what you watch or what you hear or what you read. And if somebody's going to give you reams of analytics and they don't interest you, don't read it. Don't listen to it.
Does the game have a sameness to it? Because to me...
Oh, it very definitely does that.
And then baseball as well. People talk about basketball with the 3-point shots, 3-point shots, layups, free throws, all that. And the game just looks the same all across the board. And I tell people, it doesn't mean I don't like it. I like watching it, but I like a little more diversity in my basketball. I like George Gervin's finger rolls, Bird's fadeaways, Jordan's fadeaways, Kareem skyhooks, McHale's up and unders, all that.
But you want teams that come with sort of an odd style to them, like Memphis
or
in the mid-teens. Memphis was a distinctly different team than every other team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were tough-minded, and they never let you have a free
because they had
possession.
Gasol, Randolph, the
Tony
big boys.
Allen.
Yeah, Tony Allen, physical.
And they stood out because they were different.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't good enough to win, but they were interesting because they were, I don't want to say unique, but they were distinctive. There isn't much distinctiveness in the modern NBA, and I think that's one of the big complaints.
Because everybody's working off the same model now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
because
they may
it's
have
the
their
safe
little
model.
tweaks.
It's the one that keeps general managers employed.
Because you can explain it to your owner.
Yeah.
Well, here's why we did it. You can explain it to your fans. You can explain it to the media.
And because the owner is a billionaire, that owner, almost in every case, made his money by understanding numbers.
Yep.
So you have to walk into the owner and say, hey, I want to spend $70 million on Tolbert. Here's what Tolbert gets us. Here's the spreadsheet. You can't say Tolbert's a genius. I mean, one, because it's clearly not so.
It's a given.
But two, because you can't explain artwork to somebody who doesn't have an eye for art. And because general managers report to owners who are spending a lot more money than they used to and only understand things put in one kind of framework, you get the same thing. Or you get the thing that's even worse is teams that just go, we don't have it with these guys. Let's just tank and blow it up. There are about 7 teams in the NBA that are actively tanking on a nightly basis right now.
Yep.
That's a quarter of the league.
Yeah, they thought the way they do they get kind of mess around with the whole new lottery system with top 4, I'll get 25% chance, I believe. It doesn't give you any better chance if you're number 1. I go, well, people are still going to tank to get to the top 4.
Yeah, you still have more teams tanking than can get that spot.
I go, wherever the cutoff is, people are going to try to tank to get to that spot to give themselves a chance.
I mean, the problem is Sam Hinkie did more damage to the NBA than
the
anybody
process.
Else. Yeah. Let's lose on purpose and then draft brilliantly.
Yep.
Well, the draft, to call it a crapshoot is to give it way too much credit.
Yep.
How many really useful players come out of any draft? They draft 60. How many of them end up being players that last for 8 years?
And it depends. Yearly, right? It just depends. You could have like LeBron James come out, and you're set. Like, I think Cooper Flagg's going to be fantastic. Okay. But if you don't get that guy, then the whole draft is like, well, we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know if this guy's going to be useful for 10 years.
But just in terms of larger numbers, what's a good draft in terms of useful players?
Useful players.
What's the average?
First and second round?
Yeah.
So you're looking at what, 60? I don't know. 15 maybe? 10?
God, I would think 15 is high.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just guessing.
So in other words, you're going to deliberately lose games for a series of years for what is essentially a 1 in 7 chance of getting a guy that you can be proud of in 7 years. I mean, that's where the problem lies. It's that if you're a basketball fan in Washington, D.C., why wouldn't you move? I mean, they're a nightmare. If you were a fan in Charlotte, you'd be watching college games because at least or have a better chance. Well, if I go to Clemson, at least I think they're going to try. I mean, the Hornets, if they lose by less than 20, it's a huge win for them. They're unwatchable. Utah's unwatchable.
Awful. Yeah. Utah's the best because they're resting young players. He's out for rest. Kessler out for rest. I'm like, what are you talking about? Out for rest. Was he like 23, 24?
He's exhausted.
Yeah, just. I mean, don't lie to me. Just go. Yeah, we're. I mean, they can't say we're tanking.
Well, then you want them to lie to you.
I don't want them to do anything. I want them to go away. I don't want to think about the Jazz.
That's why,
because they're going to get Cooper Flagg. I know they will.
That's why the best invention ever, and it's the one that will never happen in America, is relegation.
Yeah, but you can't do it.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't do relegation.
You
Ray.
Send the Wizards to the G League.
But then who comes up?
The Capital Go-Go.
Great. Yay. That's why you can't do it. That's why you can't do it.
Because the system is bent that way. And in fact, there are more and more soccer leagues in Europe that want to get rid of relegation because they have more and more Americans owning teams. I mean, the 49ers own the majority of Leeds United.
Yes.
And Leeds United right now is a second-tier team.
but they're
They're
first
very
in that
good.
second tier.
Yeah, so
they're
they
going to
go
come back up.
But teams that get promoted get relegated the next year far more often than not.
Yeah.
So how much money do you want to spend on a team that's going to have to win at Millwall every year? You
I
don't
love
want to
that
do
name,
that.
Millwall.
I mean,
Sounds like a Simpsons character, or maybe it is a Simpsons character. I'm not sure what that kid's name was.
great mean-spirited
Millhouse. That's what it was. It was Millhouse. Yeah, it wasn't
I
coming
mean,
to me.
that's the thing. I mean, teams and leagues are built more and more for the comfort of the owner.
Yep.
And until you can figure out a way to break that cycle, then you're kind of screwed with what you got.
Yeah.
I mean, Dallas got rid of one of its most popular players ever, if not its most popular player ever, because he was overweight and because they didn't want to pay him $70 million a year. That was it, period. Yep. Okay. So, in other words, winning is not as important as teaching somebody a lesson and not paying him a crap load of money while you're teaching him the lesson. Got it. I understand what you're about now.
I wanted to look because Leeds is number 1, and I think Sheffield United is number 2 in the what do they call that? Championship League. Yeah. But they can at least go up and compete a little bit. To go back to your relegation, because I love relegation. I think it's great. I think they ought to do it in college football coming up.
They've already done that.
Because but they decided who it was. They didn't let it play out. They decided who it was.
No, but it was never going to be, there was never going to be money people making decisions that say, yeah, we need Boise State. Boise State was never going to have a shot.
Well, I know, but they should have a chance, is what I'm saying.
Well, they should, but they don't.
So
I mean, but the whole college football thing is now an overt scam.
No, I know. I think it's always been a scam at some level, but here's my point.
At least they had the shame of trying to hide it before.
There's nobody in the G League that can compete with an NBA team like Leeds could compete with a team from the Premier League.
But if you fix the system so that G League teams had access to more players rather than being a feeder team for whatever NBA team is nearby.
Yeah, but the only way you could do that is to say there's going to be no more baseball, no more football, no more soccer. We're going to have one sport in our country. Everyone's going to play this. That way, every town's going to have a team like they do in England, that this is going to be our sport. This is what everyone's playing, because they just don't have enough players that can play basketball at a high enough level that could go up. That's why the whole...
In England, maybe, but France?
That's why you always get the same 3 teams in France every single year at the top.
No, but France is now maybe the second best country in the world at basketball. And if you had an all-star game between the French and the Americans, that'd be a hell of a lot more competitive and interesting than what you've got now.
Well, wouldn't that be the Olympics? I mean, they played in the Olympics. I mean, it's an okay game.
But you can't repeat the Olympics? I mean...
No, you could. I mean, you absolutely could.
I mean, what's TV programming except stealing somebody else's idea and putting a Spangler outfit on it?
No, I agree. I just don't think we have enough depth in our individual sports to do relegation. Like, I would love to see it, but when you play 4 different sports on a continent as opposed to one, basically, which they do over there. I mean, look, they have a couple guys here and there that play different sports, but mainly it's just soccer. So every little bumpkin town you run into, like Alameda would have a soccer club if we were in England, right? If we were in England, Alameda would probably, or in the surrounding area, there'd be a soccer club.
They'd have no place to play because we don't build anything.
But we
build malls.
I don't think we can.
You can play in the safe way.
I would like to see it though. I think it's the fairest way to go about doing it. I really do. It's like, hey, if you're not good enough, see ya. We'll get somebody up here who can play and give them a shot.
But that's the point, is in America, the leagues are always built for the convenience of the billionaire. And that's why you get what you get. And when the billionaires are all looking at things the same way, which is show me the spreadsheet, you get analytics triumphant. And I think when you get down to it, that's the fundamental flaw, is that we worry too much about who's profitable. I mean, the A's are the classic example. We will ruin a franchise in a town deliberately on the off chance that we can convince people in Las Vegas to put a shovel in the ground to build a gigantic thing that would take the space of 4 casinos, which we know make money.
Yeah. Are we sure the A's are going to be in Vegas?
No, nobody's sure of that. And quite frankly, I would be thrilled beyond measure if they got stuck in Yolo County. Because that's where they are right now. And they should be called the West Sacramento A's. They shouldn't even be allowed to use Sacramento's name. That's where the stadium is.
I've never understood, and I think I asked, I don't know if it was you or somebody else, we were talking about owners of pro sports teams, and we were talking about Fisher. And I'm like, why would you want to own a team? And he's not the only one, by the way. Why would you want to own a team if your ultimate goal isn't to try to win a championship? Like, presumably you've made all your money elsewhere. You can afford to buy a team. You're worth billions of dollars. Like, you're not living forever.
Why
not spend some of the money and try to win a championship?
Here's the flaw in your theory.
Oh, I got a lot of flaws in a lot of my theories.
No. The flaw in your theory.
Yes.
No, in this theory. I don't want to get into the other theory. We'll do that another time. We'll go through all your theories.
You found no flaw in my serial killer theory.
Oh, no, it's tremendous.
It's flawless. And if you don't think so, I'll gut your ass.
You're assuming that these guys buy this stuff to win. They buy this stuff to make more money than they would if they put the money in a CD, or if they put the money in the stock market, or they did something that was more speculative. Every team in American sports makes money every year. Every one. So having the A's, he never lost a dime. It's all free money. I mean, he bought the team, first of all, because he thought he liked baseball. We found out he didn't like baseball. He bought it so that he could be a finger in the eye of the Giants while they were owned by Peter McGowan, who was the guy who basically chased his father out of the Giants ownership. Well, 2 years later, McGowan is chased out of the ownership of the Giants. Now John Fisher owns something he really doesn't care that much about in a town he doesn't want to be in. And it is a measure of his screeching incompetence that it took him this long to try to figure out a way to get out of town. And even at that, he went to a place he really didn't want to go. I mean, owners are motivated by different things. Winning is like 8th on the list because their TV money doesn't change. They can make some money on the edges with, attendance and, local TV and radio revenue, but none of them are losing money now. And Fisher said, well, I don't want to spend money on the front end on the off chance that I could win a championship. I certainly don't want to spend with the Dodgers or Yankees or Mets. So why don't I just pocket the dough? And he's now had 2 different rounds of revenue sharing. So the money's coming in anyway, plus the TV money from the Fox deal, plus the local money. I mean, he's swimming in cash. So the only real question is, do I want to have this unfashionable team in a town I don't want to live in? The answer to that is clearly no. I mean, he won't live in Vegas either, but, at least with Vegas, you could maybe get some new advertising deals. But they've always looked upon Oakland as the place where nobody wants to watch baseball, which is patently false.
Yeah.
But they clung to that religiously because, we want to cater to rich white suburbanites, and Oakland is not a rich white suburban town.
Yeah.
So, that's the Fisher story in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But I still want him stranded in West Sacramento.
What a jerk off.
And now you've needlessly slandered jerk offs across the nation.
Yeah, this is true. I apologize to each and every jerk off that's out there watching. We are home and a refuge.
Who's watching
for jerk offs?
Not a jerk off.
We welcome all jerk offs.
We know wherever.
Well, that's why I would hope that when I have an owner, I have a guy like Steve Cohn, Joe Lacob, I'll put in there, Jerry Jones, like guys that want to win.
Jerry Jones?
Well, Jerry Jones wants to win. I think Jerry Jones wants to win. Now you can argue how he goes about winning, But I think he wants to win.
Does he want to win more than he wants to cede control to somebody who knows more about
Well,
football
that I
than
don't
him?
know. Probably not. I
No,
mean,
it's
that's
clear
that's
that
a
he
no.
doesn't.
That's a no.
In
But he
which
wants
case,
to win.
it's not the most important thing. If it was the most important thing, he'd have kept Jimmy Johnson.
But he doesn't know that. He thinks he's the guy. He thinks he can make those decisions.
Nevertheless, that's the choice. That's the choice he made.
Would you say Al Davis cared about winning?
Very much so. He just didn't have enough money.
But
And he let himself get old in the job.
That's what I was going to say. Toward the end, don't you think he would have been better off ceding his position to somebody else?
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying about Jerry
But
Jones.
we're talking
too.
about motives.
But I think he wants to win.
He wants to win with him as the centerpiece.
Yes, that I will
means
agree
you
with.
don't want to
That
win
I will agree with.
at all costs.
Okay. I think Cohn wants to win. I think Lacob wants to win. I think, like, but if I'm a fan, basically, that's what I want my owner to be like. I spend the money. If you screw it up, you screw it up. You can say some dumb things occasionally, you know, like that's fine. I just want to know that you're invested in this thing. I want to feel like you're a fan. And it's interesting you said that Fisher wasn't a fan, because I get the feeling most owners aren't even fans, which really shocks me. If I'm going to buy a sports team and all the crap that goes along with it, I mean, you hit on the most salient point was that, well, it's going to make more money than they can put their money into this. So that's why they do it. But God dang, why wouldn't you be a fan of the sport you're trying to buy? It's like so you can enjoy this,
because
you already have billions of dollars. What I don't.
There's no such thing as enough money.
No, I know Gordon Gekko. I totally get it.
But no, but it's absolutely the central tenet of all of American capitalism.
Yep.
The dollar you have is a dollar I want. Period.
All right, shit.
I know that
you
sucks,
want it?
but
I got $1.
Yeah.
All right.
I want some money from you two jagoffs too. You're just sitting there doing nothing.
Dang, left my wallet in the house. Sorry.
Yeah.
I owe you.
Once again, dolphin arm strike. No, I mean that's
like Kevin Willis.
Why do
Oh, look, he's got money for you. Look, here, go ahead and take your money. Yeah, they're gonna pay you $5. You got a $5?
Please don't be waiting for change.
Jeez. At least
you'll die old.
At least take off your belt. I mean, he gave you a $5.
Yeah, I'm keeping it. Oh, he's got a $5 too.
No,
stop
God.
holding out.
Oh God,
this is great. I'm getting paid for this gig. No, I mean, why does Woody Johnson own the Jets? Is it because he enjoys the daily abuse? No, it's money.
Yeah. No, I get all that. I do.
You wish it was different.
I wish all owners were sports fans.
Okay.
That's what I wish. And said, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I can to help us win a championship. Like I don't want to blow through money, but goddamn, if I have like $3 billion, I can take a loss this year. I'm okay with that. In the name of making our team better and a more viable team that has a chance, but that's just not the way it is. And I think,
but
you know,
you
it
can't
sucks.
take a loss.
It sucks.
I mean, the salary cap takes care of you. The media money takes care of you. You can't. The only way you could lose money owning a sports team if you took all the money you made on any given year, put it in a wheelbarrow, walk to a bridge, and throw it into the sea. That's it. It's free money every year.
It's not what they say.
Well, gee, an owner telling you a fib? Who'd have guessed? I mean,
that is
would they?
That's rich.
Would they like to make all the money in the world and win? Yeah, but if you gave them a choice, I'm fine with losing as long as I make a load of money. Period. And that's, if you want the kind of owner you want, they need to take some of the risk too. They don't take any risk now.
Yeah.
They get their stadiums built by ignorant morons who run cities. They get to keep all the money once that stadium is built that they didn't put money into. And they ride. They've got tax breaks that nobody else gets. I mean, it's a game that has no risk involved.
Okay.
And that's what they prefer. And that's why we hate them.
We do. There's no doubt about it. There's a few I like just because I think they are fans and I think they want to see their team win. But for the most part, I think you're right. All right, let's get to some stupid shit. We do stupid shit well.
Well, I think we've proven that.
No, we do stupid shit well. Give me a TV show, documentary, whatever, that you've watched recently that you would recommend to me.
I would absolutely, unhesitatingly tell you Taskmaster.
What?
Taskmaster.
What is that?
It's a British comedy show
Okay.
in which two comedians set up bizarre tasks for 5 other comedians.
Okay.
And they've had like 17 seasons, I think, of 10 episodes apiece. And it's watching comedians be funny to each other, which is the highest form of humor.
Yeah.
Because if you can make a comedian laugh,
Yep.
you've done something.
Yep.
And they do it time in and time out. It's absolutely unmissable.
What streaming service?
Your handy dandy YouTube, or you can also find it, I think, on BritBox.
Okay.
But YouTube for sure. Taskmaster.
Taskmaster.
Look up Greg Davies.
Greg Davies. Okay. I'll give you one. I think you probably, because you like documentaries as much as I do, that I recommend this one to everybody. Have you seen the Netflix documentaries Turning Point?
No.
The Cold War and the bomb?
Oh, I have to look that up.
That one's really good.
Right,
it's about 8 episodes, and it just goes from the time that we dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and how that affected the Cold War. And I just found it really interesting that part of the discussion was one of the reasons they dropped the bomb. Obviously, they wanted to end the war. Felt like we're going to lose too many lives trying to invade Japan because they weren't going to give it up easily. But also, they wanted to get there before Russia got there, and Russia started saying, "Hey, we get credit for this too. We did do it." So I was like, "God, I didn't even realize." And then all the machinations that went along with after the bomb and the Cold War, and how central Germany was, and Berlin, and then obviously Russia, and all. It was fascinating. It was so good. I watched it twice in a month and a half. I watched 8 episodes. I took 3 weeks off, and I go, I got to watch this again, because there was so much information that I just felt like I was full, and I was oozing out of my ears. I was like, "Oh, 41 Berlin, get back in there. I want to remember that at some point." Oh, that was a good factoid. But yeah, it was good. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, no, I almost certainly would. And it's a prelude to what's coming next.
Which is?
Oh, another Cold War.
Oh, fantastic.
Only we're going to be on the same side as the Russians.
We should be dead for that, shouldn't we? Hopefully.
I know I'm aiming for it.
Yeah.
In fact.
Yeah, exactly. I could use another one too. You get one more? That'd be fantastic. We can do it right here. You know what? That'd be a great one show if we just did a Thelma and Louise. I'll light the fire here. We're to stick our heads in there and see what happens. Although for you'll catch your hair on fire. I don't have any hair.
Yeah. I mean, and you've already got plenty of scarring, so nobody would notice a lot of the difference.
I do?
Well, that divot on the side of your head.
No, I fell asleep one night and somebody used my head as a coaster. And it said a coffee mug. A coffee mug
a heated
there.
Candle.
The people have seen this. I got the white spot there. It looks like a moon. Okay, before I ask I want to ask you about a book that you've read. So I was thinking about getting a tattoo on the side of my face, and I don't like facial tattoos, but I'm kind of getting sick of having the white spot there. It doesn't soak in the sun. There's no Sheryl Crow there. There's no soaking in of the sun. It's just going to stay white forever. So it almost seems like a tattoo in and unto itself. I was thinking about getting a tattoo, but I didn't want to do it inside. I told Lori, I didn't want it to look like a commemorative plate where I put it on the side of my face. I can get Elvis, put Elvis right here and right here. To look fantastic. Or maybe I could get the members of the Clash on the side. It'll be like a commemorative Clash plate. You have any ideas what would be a good tattoo for the side of my face? And don't get too crazy, okay?
Barcode.
Fucking barcode.
Wait
Not neither of those. Ogden came out with 2 beers. Ogden came out with 2 beers. I go, nah, none of them look good.
Quite possibly the shittiest waiter ever.
Would you like? You got enough one?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm just gonna have one more.
No,
barcode. I'm not gonna get a barcode.
Why not?
Why?
People come up to you trying to figure out what they can buy off your head.
But if it worked, then I would do it.
Why can't you
then
get
I
it
could go
work?
scan myself at Safeway.
Yeah.
Beep.
There you go. What's the thing you most want at Safeway on any trip? Just say beer and get it over.
No, I don't get beer at Safeway. I told you.
No, but it could
I go
be
to all
it
the
could be a
separate
hobby.
breweries to get there. No, I don't get beer at Safeway. You know what? Lunch meat.
Okay, there you go.
Lunch meat.
Get a boar's head.
Yep, it is boar's. Oh, I'll get a boar's head tattoo.
Yeah, not a tattoo,
Okay.
just the
Yeah.
barcode.
The bar.
You lay down on the thing, it beeps, you get roast beef.
I'm not getting a goddamn barcode.
Well, then I don't know what to do.
Okay.
I mean, I've given you my most lucrative idea.
Any books you've read that are interesting?
Uh,
Oh, give me that one. Middle out. Isn't middle out like a Silicon Valley term or like a computer term or something? Do you know that?
I'm good. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think I saw this on Silicon Valley.
Let me see
They're
that
talking
map.
about middle out. I think middle out's like some sort of nerd term or something. Maybe not nerd term, but
It's made with
just-
Simcoe, Amarillo, and Crush hops.
Yes,
with
that's
a
good.
K.
That's good stuff right there.
Newell. Yeah, this.
Every
They
time
put
I
a map of San Jose on here.
every time I say crush hops, I go crush moving, crush grooving, body moving.
Do you honestly do that?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes I do because I say it with a K. But I do think middle out is like a term they would use in Silicon Valley. All right,
Probably.
book. You read a book lately?
I read Stadiums, and I'm drawing a blank on the owner, but basically about sort of the sociological value of stadiums in the United States. And how
Wow.
they've become sort of more than just a place to have games.
Okay.
I mean, they are a centerpiece of many cities, and it was
Okay.
just sort of fascinating sociological study of
Wow.
the crap we throw $3 billion at that we don't have
Yeah.
and don't want to give to firemen or policemen or social workers or nurses. You know, now we need a place where a guy can take infield. Uh-oh.
Oh, damn.
No.
What happened? Oh, the light fell
The
over.
wind.
Middle out, middle shit. This thing's toast.
Bring the bunny
Oh,
over
but
here.
you know what though? The glass survived. We're good.
Come here, bun.
We're all good.
Time for your first
The
real
bunny
drunk.
knock it over?
No.
Okay, I thought it was the wind.
No, I think it was the wind.
Of course it fell right here. Of course it fell right on the beer. And that was my last one.
I'm sure you can replace them.
I have about 50 more. I'm okay.
God,
Yeah.
I was ready to bleed for you, and then
We're okay. I appreciate
no, I mean
that.
that was
That's an
ve-
interesting book though.
yeah, no, it was very good. And somebody who's a professor at Columbia, and you would think it would be really dry and dull, but it was actually very good.
Interesting. I got one I think you might like. Do you ever read a book called Humans by Adam? I can't remember the guy's
Adam
name.
Fraser.
That
The old
wasn't Adam-
Reds second
That wasn't
baseman.
Adam Fraser. It definitely was not him, and it's not Adam Vinatieri. I can't remember who it was.
I'd have read Humans by Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, but this book's called Nexus, and it talks about. And I'll thank you, Ogden. I
Now,
will
go out and make a new lamp.
I'll start at the end to kind of work my way to the beginning. It's like they're talking about information and how information gets not just transferred, but how it gets disseminated. And so I'll give an example. They go back and they talk about the ability to keep large democracies together way back when. And they said it was impossible to keep large democracies together because there wasn't a way to get the information to everybody in a timely manner. You just couldn't get it to all the provinces and all the little towns and stuff like that. So that's why it was easier as we progressed with the printing press, papers, cars, planes, trains, all that kind of stuff, to at least be able to disseminate all the information you needed to disseminate. And now it's like, obviously you can do it on your phone, TVs and stuff like that. So it's really fascinating to kind of look and go through history from an informational standpoint. And really what it's getting into, I haven't read that part yet, is AI and how AI figures into all this stuff, which still kind of scares the hell out of me. I got to be honest with you.
Oh, it horrifies me.
Yeah. So I
Basically
think,
means that Jeff Bezos will tell you what you need to know.
yeah. But I think you'd like it. I think it's it's
Oh no,
really
I will look it
interesting.
up.
Yeah, I'll show it to you after when we get done here. I think you'd really like it. It's just the first 100 pages is a little bit of a grind to get through. Like it's a little bit textbooky, but it gives you a nice little background on information and how information was disseminated and how they tried to and just all the different things. And now it's really, really interesting. And they kind of make a point. One of the couple of things that I really found interesting was they said, because we're trying to find the truth was one of the things of the book, like, and how do you do that? And they bring up democracy. And they said, why is democracy democracy? And they go through all the reasons. And they said, democracy is democracy because it has a self-correcting feature. Like if something's not right, then eventually it'll get fixed by, whether it be this group of people or that group of people or this group of people. And they pointed out the original Constitution, like a couple things weren't right. And then the descendants fixed it. And then we have the self-correcting feature. We're like countries that are totalitarianism and stuff like that, totalitarianistic, don't have that self-correcting feature because you got one central hub, right? That gives out all the information. But I'll tell you the one thing I found really interesting, really fascinating, and they were talking about John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson and the presidential race between the two. And Andrew Jackson was like the man of the people. And John Quincy Adams was like supposedly the elitist. I'm not even sure what party they were affiliated with back in the day.
Everybody was a Whig back then.
I loved Whigs. Whigs are the best. But I found it hilarious that he was the elitist. Andrew Jackson was the man of the people. And Andrew Jackson accused John Quincy Adams of stealing the election. I go, holy shit. Everything does come back around. I'd never heard that before.
Oh no,
like,
you
I was like, wow, that's amazing.
You talked about the hamster wheel earlier. That's us.
It's amazing.
We're reliving our shittiest history.
Yeah, I was cracking up. I was like, whoa, that's actually happened.
Yeah.
Like everything that happens has already happened probably at some point.
Yeah. I mean, you attack the self-correcting mechanism so that it correct itself your way.
All right, let's ask you some really stupid questions. Favorite fast food restaurant?
Fast food restaurant? At this point, probably Star, the pizza joint.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you were going to go there. Okay, how about national fast food restaurant? Or do you go to any national fast food
I haven't gone
restaurant?
to a fast food restaurant in a long time. Not because I'm an elitist, but the stuff all tastes the same. I can't pick out one from another. But Five Guys?
Oh, that's a good one. You know what I had last night you should have? Everyone should have this, by the way. Scolari's. You go to Scolari's.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Scolari's has a Big Mac taco. It's fucking amazing. No, it's amazing.
That sounds like minor league ballpark food where they put 9 different things in a gigantic tortilla and it's like 17,000 calories.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
No, I didn't say there was anything wrong with it, but that is the theory.
I mean, you can watch monkeys riding dogs and eat that kind of food. I mean, come on, that's American entertainment. That's Americana. Kidding me?
It makes me more and more want to become a Belgian.
I mean, come on.
No, but I mean, that's
if
what
you
it
can't
sounds
get behind
like.
monkeys riding border collies, then I can't help you.
Wait a minute, you changed the subject here.
I did.
Monkeys riding border collies are one of nature's most perfect achievements.
Yes.
You're talking about mixing different fast food.
I was, but this
then
is
you
still
changed.
Okay, I did, but this is amazing. So it's funny too because they don't even like chop up the ground beef. They just put a patty on a flour tortilla, a cheeseburger, and then it's lettuce, kind of the secret sauce type stuff, pickles, and onions. So it's like a Big Mac except a flour tortilla instead of a bun. I got to tell you, I was like, I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, and I'm not a Big Mac guy. I go to McDonald's maybe once every 6 months, maybe.
To take Camilla to.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll get
chicken nugget run.
No, she gets chicken nuggets. I get the double.
That's what I'm saying. I get the nugget run for her.
I get the double cheeseburger.
Yeah,
it's not that big, and it's like I'm like, okay, I don't really care what I get. Although she crushes quarter pounders with cheese. I'm like, how do you do this? She's like 5. She crushed the whole quarter pounder with cheese.
She's at the age where she could digest Tupperware.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm not a Big Mac guy, but the Big Mac taco, highly recommended. Highly
I'm just saying
recommend it. And it was still more Mexican than anything you'll find at Taco Bell.
As someone who's never eaten at Taco Bell for just that reason.
Stop.
Never. For the same reason you just said.
Never. You never just happen to go there and get
the same thing, only in different molds.
And get a Mexican melt.
They take a template and they stamp on, this is a chalupa. Okay, I guess that's what it is. No, I've never eaten at Taco Bell.
Wow.
And I'm not being a snot. I just...
Well, you are kind of, but I mean, I agree with you.
No, but I mean, the Big Mac taco is essentially a turducken. Is it not?
I guess. But
Okay.
but the turducken could be good.
Sure.
Right? So it doesn't matter. It could be this, could be that.
I'm not making a value judgment about turduckens. All it is taking two separate foods and cramming them together.
Yeah, but you're not really cramming this together. You're just substituting the bun for the tortilla. So it's a different type of deal.
Yeah, well,
and it's not made at McDonald's either. So it's just, but it tastes a little like a Big Mac.
Plus the 15-year-old who's making $6 an hour, which is like $9 less than minimum wage.
They're not making $6 an hour anymore. What century are you living in?
What, $4.50?
What you think you're 19? What, $6 an hour? I made more than $6 an hour.
Yeah, but you got fired.
Well, that's a given. I should have. I'm not saying I should have made more than $6, but I did.
Well, then all they have to do is take a patty.
Okay.
They don't even have to cut it up.
They didn't.
They just fry it, throw it in a thing, and here you go. Bon appetit, chubby.
Why does it have to be bon appetit, chubby? What?
Who's ordering a Big Mac taco?
I am.
Somebody
I am.
54 size belt.
Nope, I don't have a 54 size belt.
Well, no, but I mean, you can eat.
Think about it though. It's only.
Don't point at my belt when you say that.
I wasn't. I was pointing at your dick. Flour tortilla. I don't know why I was either. So flour tortilla, cheeseburger, lettuce, onions, pickles. What's wrong with that? Why is that?
The pickles
bad.
are needless. First
that's
of
not
all.
bad.
The pickles are needless.
No, I love pickles. You don't like pickles?
You could order a pickle by buying pickles. You don't need to put it on everything. It's a way to make a sandwich look bigger. That's all it is. It's a scam.
But no, what?
Of all
what
the things you taste in
about?
The Big Mac taco, what percentage is it?
Like 17.
17%.
Yes.
You taste pickles.
Yes. Minimum.
I love you.
Yep.
I want you to live forever.
Yep.
But you're so full of shit. I can hardly stand.
What are you in my mouth? Are you fucking in there tasting for me?
First of all. No, you don't taste pickles.
No, I do taste pickles. One, the texture of the pickle. One, the acidity of the pickle. Well, not one. You can't have
one and then one.
One and one. Look, 1A and 1B. No, of course you can taste the pickles. I love pickles. Griot's pickles. Those things are outstanding.
In my mouth?
You can't tell me how much of the pickles I tasted. I love those pickles. No, I'm just saying it's a burger on a flour tortilla. I mean, they're not reinventing the wheel, of course.
Oh no, clearly not.
But it's pretty cool.
You put a wheel inside another wheel.
Yeah, but it's pretty. I mean,
if you like it, fine. You don't have to defend yourself.
No, I'm just saying if you like a Big Mac or something like that, you might like it. Or if you like an American kind of taco, because it's not Mexican by any stretch of the imagination. No. It's pretty.
So in other words,
pretty nice.
Two bland foods put together make magic.
No. Well, I mean, bland's relative.
Of all the burgers you've ever had, where would you rank the Big Mac?
What's come again?
Of all the burgers you've ever eaten, where would you rank the Big Mac?
I don't like Big Macs.
So in other words,
but you substitute the flour tortilla for the bun, fucking mwah.
Guy Fieri is putting a pistol in his mouth right now.
Yeah, well, all I know is it's pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, I don't eat Big Macs.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. And the American taco, you're more of an expert than I am, but isn't the American taco inferior to any other Hispanic country's taco?
Of course it is. Like, yeah.
So in other words,
look, if this was the only taco I could eat the rest of my life, I wouldn't eat it.
Okay.
Right? I want a carne asada taco, like a really good carne asada taco. Give me a little bit of onion, a little bit of cilantro, a little bit of salsa. Boom. We're
And
out the
pickle.
door. We're
Don't
good.
forget the pickle.
No, I don't want a fucking pickle
There
on
you
my goddamn
go.
Mexican taco. Look, I don't put pickle in my fucking pasta bolognese either, okay? I mean, the pickle has its place.
You were sitting here advocating for pickles.
I am advocating for pickles. I don't want it in everything. You think
Cereal.
I get
Put it on your Captain
yeah, you
Crunch.
think I get Fruit Loops and go give me a pickle spear? You fucking heathen! What are you doing?
Can I have a ham and cheese omelet and pickle, please? No,
Yeah, that actually wouldn't be bad. Ham and cheese.
It
omelet
feels
and pickle.
like a good taco,
Yep.
a good burger separately are infinitely better than this. And I'm not saying it because I've ever eaten one, nor would I ever.
Why wouldn't you?
Because it feels like eating a shoe.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Here, you want me to take my shoe off?
Not knowing your feet.
I will go buy one of those tacos right now. Bring it back if you eat my shoe, like or try to eat my shoe. And I'll give you the taco too, and then you could do a taste test.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
And you know what? I'll even blindfold you so you can't see I'm going in.
The idea of you blindfolding me in your home scares the crap out of me.
I'll let the bunny ravage you. No. I'm just saying it's pretty good. It was odd and it's pretty good.
I'm not the warden of your mouth. If you like it, great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It does not make sense to me.
Okay,
Philosophically,
that's fine.
But you're entitled.
Okay, you're giving up one for the rest of your life: Mexican food or Italian food.
Oh, Mexican food in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Italian.
I mean, what, you're Ratto, of course.
Yeah.
What am I, fucking dense?
Well, in answer to your question,
your
probably.
Your name isn't Ratto, it's Ratto. So of course you're gonna choose Italian food. See, for me, I'd give up Italian, even though God, it would be like you made the thing.
Well, your name's not Tobertoni.
No, it isn't. But you made that decision very easily.
Oh, without
for me,
never
is a lot of like because I'm thinking, oh God, I got to give up pizza. I got to give up pasta and all the sauces that come with it. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. But then,
well, I can't. So
I'm thinking, oh, salsa and burritos and tacos, which are the same thing without the beans and rice, but it's still tacos and burritos.
You undercut every argument you make.
And then guacamole. Man, I can't. I couldn't do it.
I defend your right to have that answer, but it was never. I mean, that's maybe the easiest question you've ever asked me.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It was pretty easy.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy. There's no doubt about that.
Now,
right.
If you were saying between Mexican food and Finnish food,
then
I'd have to think about
what is Finnish food?
Oh,
fish.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
fish. Yeah. Fish with lots of salt.
How many?
And of course, caribou burgers.
I've never had one.
Surely you have.
No.
Get out there.
Really?
Maybe lay off the Big Macs and go to
caribou.
Yeah. Go to Sweden in the box.
No, I'm not going to Sweden in the box. Not going to Sweden in the box. All right. And so you've never been to a Delta, a Taco Bell.
Never.
And you've also told me in your past you've never once rooted for a team.
Correct.
Not once.
I only root for teams once they've folded.
Have you ever rooted for a team that wasn't a pro team? Like friends team, kids. I mean, obviously, I'll take the kids teams out of it because obviously.
Okay. Oh no, I would never root for my children.
Wouldn't root for his children.
I actually bet money on an 8th grade basketball game once.
Shut up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, please explain.
Okay. My daughter's in 8th grade.
Okay.
And she's not playing. I would never bet on my daughter. I've seen her play. She's not good. The boys' team is playing St. Lawrence O'Toole, which has Boku athletes. They're loaded. So first half goes, and they're getting boat raced. They're up by 25. So I turn to the parent sitting next to me, who's a friend of mine. You know him too.
Okay.
And I say, I will bet you that our team comes within 25 the second half because they'll pull all their good players and they'll fight it. They'll have a fighting chance to come within 12 hoops. No. I got the story wrong. I bet on St. Lawrence O'Toole. I bet against my friends' kids. And hand to God, I'm not exaggerating this. I'm winning the bet. I'm up 27 in the second half.
Okay.
I'm home free.
Okay.
One of the kids on his team hits like a 30-footer at the horn. I lose by 1.
To cut it to 24.
To cut it to 24. They lost by 49, and I got beat. And I realized at that point, no, I had the right side of that bet. It was just, I was just unlucky. Let's play again. I wanted to convince the kids to go out there and play another game.
I thought you were going to say that you stood up and yelled, "You cocksucker!" at a high school fan.
Well, at a high school game, I absolutely would have, but it was an 8th grade team.
Well, like, I mean, we do have our lines.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't cross.
exactly.
Once you get to 9th and above, okay.
I got
can
beat
yell
on
that.
the last second hoop.
Wow, how much?
$50.
Damn, that's rough.
You tell me about it.
That's
It's the worst
rough.
beat I've ever had.
I bet it was. I bet it was the worst beat you've
Actually,
ever
no.
had.
Well, but it was, and it beat a close second. I played a 6-team baseball parlay once,
Okay.
and a girl I was dating, I was like in my 20s back then, was going to Lake Tahoe for the weekend. So I gave her $120, bet 20 on, bet the parlay. All 6 games came in. She didn't get down because she was too busy water skiing.
Oh,
We did not see each other really after that.
and how old were you?
I was like 23.
Oh, that was
24.
probably close to $1,000 at that point too.
Yeah.
I mean, God
mean,
dang.
To that point, I could have put my kids through 3 more years of school. My daughter would have a master's today if not for that.
And how much better off would you be though?
I don't care. I can use it to lord it over her when she starts getting snippy.
Yeah, but
By the way, today's her birthday. Happy birthday.
oh, is it? Happy birthday, Meredith.
33.
Then she'll just tell you, Dad, you bet against me though.
I didn't
Or was
bet
it
against
Christian?
her. No, it wasn't Christian. It was
Oh, your friend's son.
it was
Why were
Meredith's
your friend-
classmates.
Wait, yeah, why were you at the game anyway? Why do you give a shit?
Lonely.
I get it.
No, I mean it was
I totally get
it was
it.
a Friday night. You've lost your independence to your children, and you know this very well.
Yeah.
Until your kids are in college, you're just like the landlord. That's it. You're not really a parent.
Yeah. You're just trying to make sure they're living by the time they get up to college. Just keep
And
them alive.
even then, you're thinking about it. Do they really need to get to adulthood? It's a poser sometimes.
It's a quandary.
Yeah, I mean, they're way better now than they were when they were in the house.
Are they?
Infinitely better.
Well, they don't have to deal with you.
I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
But oh no, I'd cheerfully hang out with either of them. Now that they don't want me there. It's the conundrum of parenting. When you have to be there, it's a chore. When you want to be there, you're not welcome.
Oh my God. So anything I don't know, anything we didn't cover? Anything you were like itching to talk about?
Let's see.
Because I know there's always stuff that you want to get into
Serial
that
killers,
I'm interested. We hit
Hall of
serial
Fame.
killers way, way, way early.
Yeah, we peaked early. Well, we didn't talk about the death of the voice of Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Terrible thing.
Yeah, that's yeah. Space Ghost probably more you than me, although I did like it. I did enjoy it. But it's amazing that like so me and my friends have a text thread. And you know Todd Link, the comedian, yeah. Todd's I call him the Grim Reaper because he's always the guy that's like R.I.P. so and so, he will be missed, blah 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 blah. And like I'll be honest, half the time I'm like, fuck, he's not gonna be missed. I don't even know that dude.
I mean,
He was
it's
an
more
ex-
honest. It's more honest if he says so and so R.I.P.
Yeah.
I'm 50-50.
Yeah, I mean he was an extra on Love Boat. Like, what do you mean? He was like a guest star somewhere on Love Boat. Like,
Everybody
he
was a
missed.
guest star on Love Boat.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's like RIP this guy, RIP that guy, RIP this guy. And the RIP's been coming in a lot quicker than they used to come in.
Yeah.
And I told him, I go, look, we're getting older. I go, I'm going to be in the text thread at some point. I go, hopefully I won't be the first one in the text thread, but it's just the way it is. We're getting older. All the people that we followed, actors actresses, musicians, football, basketball, all the athletes, they're all getting older too. So it just stands to reason. This is how it works. I know it sucks, but this is how it works.
I think you have to take solace in the knowledge that your children who think you're too old are going to be living this same thing in 20 years. And you could just laugh from beyond the grave. You thought you were better than us, smart ass, eh?
Although
now all your friends are dying.
There will be no grave. I'm being cremated. Are you going to be buried?
No. Stood up in the garbage with a hat on.
Oh,
in case it rains.
Shit. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
You'll save.
Are they going to wrap you? Are they going to at least wrap you in a carpet or just straight?
Oh, just straight.
So you're going to be neat, not even on ice.
Absolutely.
Wow. That's fucking awesome. What kind of hat are you going to put on?
Probably a fedora.
Expos.
No, you don't soil
Come
an Expos
on, you can be Warren Cromartie.
The Expos are still, of all the defunct teams ever, they might be my favorite.
Yes. Greatest hat.
No question.
Greatest hat.
Close second, Quebec Nordiques.
I don't remember their hat.
They didn't have a hat. I don't know why I had to say that. I basically spat on the joke.
No,
but they had the coolest uniform.
They did. The Quebec Nordiques are really, really nice. I like those a lot.
In other words, two teams from French Canada have the coolest dead teams ever.
Yeah. Well, no doubt.
And nobody's mourning the Arizona Coyotes today.
Nope. No.
Even though they had a great uniform.
Yeah. It was okay. Kachina? I didn't get into it that much. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it.
Okay, what was the uniform? And don't say the Yankees or the Dodgers.
No, I hate no. You mean my favorite uniform?
Yeah.
Let me think. Oh, Angels.
Which one?
All of them.
Speaking of uniforms, did you watch Cavs the other night on ESPN? They had these hideous baby blues that had nothing to do with their history at all.
Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looked like
gross.
Miami was playing North Carolina.
Yeah, they're gross.
It was an outrage.
They're gross.
I mean, see, that's where you should be able to take a marketing expert and just take them in the backyard and shoot them. Because stuff like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah. No, I
mean,
agree with
the city special uniform, the city connects, they're all nonsense.
Awful.
I mean, the Giants like the melted creamsicle.
Yeah.
I mean, get out.
Terrible.
It's a terrible. And anybody who buys one and wears it to the game, beaten to death with sticks.
Flogging. I like flogging. Absolutely.
Just take after him with a cricket bat.
Yeah. No, I agree. I would. I'd beat him to death with an army of Peter Norse. Just hammer him.
That's inside the beltway, kids.
Yes,
no pun intended.
Definitely inside. Favorite.
I'll tell you what.
Favorite unis though. Look, I love Golden State's the city uniform. That one. Yeah, I don't know why they go away from that all the time. They always gotta have a black uni and a white. Yeah, and I hate the fact that in basketball now we can't just get a team to wear a white uniform at home and dark on the road. Like I can turn on the TV and go, who's home? Who's away? I don't know what's going on here. I have no idea what's going on.
I don't have a problem with that, but if you're the Miami Heat and you're not dressed in red or black or white, don't go naked.
Go naked.
You're not helping us. Just stop it.
Yep.
I mean, the Celtics went to gold and black. I mean,
you gotta wear jocks though. You can't just go completely naked.
No. They should be embarrassed.
Well, it's the NBA, so deflection to go way up.
Really?
I can guarantee you.
No, it's
really.
Baseball does. I mean, nothing's better than the sleeveless Cincinnati Reds uniform they wear. No, those are great.
Those are great.
Then again, I'm biased towards
Colorado had those too.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the fact that it's sleeveless; it's the fact that the lettering style and the fact that Ellie De La Cruz wears one of them.
I love Ellie.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah,
he and O'Neal Cruz are now my new favorite players. Everybody else signs up on Ohtani, and I have nothing against him, but that's the chalk pick. Give me the guy who's going to hit 35 and drive in 120 for a team that wins 76 every year and then wants to cut payroll. Give me that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite. Like, I do like the Angel uniforms, but as far as like just pinstripes, I don't love the Yankees. I don't love the Cubs. I don't love the Padres. Dodgers are just, they're classic. I mean, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. The colors are fine. Cardinals are classic. I like their uniforms a lot. They're really, really cool. I guess if I had to like choose, I like the Orioles. I like the black and orange. I kind of like the Giants uniforms too, but what separates them is the bird.
Yeah.
The funny bird on the front of the hat. Like that. I love that bird. And I love their hats. Their hats are cool.
Milwaukee with the dog foot.
Yep, those are cool too. But I love the Halloween colors. I love the battle for Halloween when the Giants play the Orioles. I black, orange, and white. I like that color combination.
Has anybody ever called it the battle for Halloween?
I
Other than
did.
you?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Probably not.
Thought maybe I missed something.
The battle for candy corn. Get after it.
God.
Yeah, basketball, Lakers, Celtics. I mean, it's just, that's what I grew up watching when I was younger. But I don't know if there's anything great in basketball as far as uniforms go. Like,
trying to think. Denver's got too many now.
Everybody has too
many. I liked it when they had the Lego uniforms.
Those were cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like the Astros Lego uniform a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. And the color combinations and stackings, like Tetris is what they had. So yeah, basketball, the city always stood out to me as like a great uniform.
Worst uniform, Utah Jazz.
They're bad.
I will not take any other submissions on that.
Yeah, they're bad. You know who's used to be really good? Sonics. I like the Sonics.
Yeah.
It just says Sonics across the front.
Yeah. And the only thing that ruined that was they left. So that Howard Schultz, that criminal weasel from Starbucks, sold it to that criminal weasel fracker, Clay Bennett. Sorry, all owners are criminal weasels to me.
Fracker. So. Yeah, I don't know, though. I mean, the Magic are terrible. Awful uniforms.
Yeah,
I had to wear them. Charlotte, awful. Bad uniforms. Trying to just kind of run through them.
Washington, terrible. Philly could be good, but they ruined them a long time ago.
Although I do like the God, what's the Sixer uniform? I think it just says 76ers across the front or something like. They have one uniform that's pretty cool. It's red, white, and blue. Have the like stars going down the side.
I like the one where it was half white and then right about top of the stomach it went to red for no apparent reason.
I don't remember that.
And then the numbers were surrounded by the 13 stars.
Oh, maybe I do remember that one.
That was like vintage Chamberlain.
I think I might have liked that one.
Yeah.
I think I might have liked that one.
I mean, it was different from all the other, St. Louis Hawks.
Yeah. The biggest abomination in the NBA is when the Celtics wear black uniforms.
Yes.
It's like, come on, white or green, period. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you ever remember wearing do you ever remember a leprechaun wearing a fucking black tux? No. It's green. It's fucking green.
I'm trying to think of all the Lucky Charms boxes I've ever watched.
You ever see a black? Yeah, you ever see a little black suit?
It's unnecessary.
Like a little bitty black suit on a leprechaun wearing a little black top hat. You don't see that shit. You don't know. It's green. It's green for a reason because that's what leprechauns wear.
At a Pixies funeral.
That's what the Celtics should wear.
At a Pixies funeral.
The band?
No, not the band.
Oh.
Like actual Pixies.
Pretty decent band, though.
A decent band, but not one. I wouldn't go to their funeral.
Do you like Pixie Sticks?
Oh, well, colored sugar.
Yeah. Do you ever try to snort it?
No, that was one of the mysteries of life that I somehow avoided.
Let me tell you, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
Did you try to snort Pixie Sticks? You're the best.
Stay away from the fucking cherry.
God.
Oh, it'll kill you.
Absolutely. It's a festival in your head every day.
All right, let's go to, since we're doing favorite uniforms, I didn't think we'd go down this road. Football. NFL football, not college.
I like the Giants only because they have that ridiculous gray pant that has nothing to do with
I like the gray
colors.
pants.
Yeah, but I mean,
Georgia has those.
I like that.
I don't know why I like the gray pants, but I like
blows. There isn't a good college uniform in America.
But the gray pants, I do like the gray pants. Yeah. I do like the gray pants.
The Rams, they're ruined. The Chargers, but everybody says the Chargers.
Well, I love the Chargers are great.
How can you not? I mean, that just
baby blue.
The only problem with the Chargers is it's stuffed with the Chargers.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is true. That is true.
Denver stinks. Kansas City is.
Yeah, they're kind of whatever.
The Raiders, stop it. You cannot have their record and look that good. They should be wearing, Paul Baker.
They are pretty nice.
Paul Bearer's uniform.
Silver and black's pretty good. Silver and black's pretty solid.
But
pretty solid.
When your throwback uniform is the same one you're wearing now.
Yeah, I know, but but I don't mind that. It's like, you know what? You don't have a throwback uniform. Cool. You don't have to have a throwback uniform. It's better than watching the fucking Steelers and the versus Bears where you're vomiting for 3.5 hours because you're like, I don't know what happened to me. I'm watching this game and I just feel
the
dizzy.
Bumblebee uniforms.
Oh God.
Oh, I love those.
Those are too much.
The Packers uniforms.
Well, you like them because they look like your sweater closet. That's why you like them. Of course you like them.
You can't shame me on this.
No, that is not a shame, by the way. That is 100% accurate, is what it is.
A throwback uniform should look like it came from the 30s.
I don't mind it.
You just ripped it.
It's just a little much for me. It's just a little much. You know who I like? You know whose uniforms I like? And I mean, it's fucking like 4 people watching, so who cares? I like the old Redskin uniforms if they weren't so racist, but I do like those uniforms. Is there any way around that? Can we just make that guy Iron Eyes Cody and fucking just be done with it?
No.
God damn it.
No.
I knew it.
Their inability.
But I do like the logo.
I mean, they're a fun team to watch, but they should be wearing Penn State's uniform.
God, Penn State's practice uniforms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that they have blue numbers on blue shirts where you can't see any of them.
Yeah, when they play Alabama, it's like a practice squad, inter-squad practice game.
And every nameplate says none of your business.
God, I don't know. The old Redskin uniforms were good, though. Just too bad they were too racist. But they were good uniforms.
But they were too racist then, and their whole history is about racism. So I can't get behind them.
I know, but it's still like you can separate the racism from the uniform. You can say racist and the uniform was good, though. Can't you? I mean, why can't we do that? Why can't we say that was racist? We can't do that. But in an alternate uniform,
take the head off
in an
the
alternate
logo,
universe,
take the logo off the helmet and just say racists, like the old Bengals uniform. Just have racists.
It looks stupid, though, having racist and then feathers coming off the T in the racist.
No, but it would be great when you have racists on the helmet and it says end racism in the end zone.
It would. Although they stopped doing that.
They've stopped doing that because now racism's okay again.
It is. So let's bring back the helmet.
No.
Okay. Shit. There's really no way around it.
These two nitwits are having more fun than we are.
There's no way around it, is there?
No, there really isn't. We've shamed
around
ourselves. No, the Washington team is inexcusable on every level. It's going to take 10 more years of them being entertaining at football to eradicate Danny Snyder.
You think so?
Easily.
Oh.
Danny Snyder was so much worse than Jaden Daniels is good. It's not even discussable.
I tell you what, when I lay 5 with the Commanders and they cover, I don't give a shit about Snyder.
Well, you're open-minded that way.
I care less. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I won.
No harm was done to a franchise that deserved permanent harm. And the guy who did all the harm got $6 million and is living on a yacht in the Mediterranean. That's what's wrong with American sports.
Of course. That's what's wrong with America.
Well said.
There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. Okay, so we got the Jaguars suck. Texans uniforms suck. Colts I like. I don't know. There's something about the horseshoe and the blue horseshoe and the white helmet.
But then they put a tail on the horseshoe. What? There's this little like a streamer on the end of the horseshoe.
No, there isn't.
Don't question me.
No, there isn't. I got a fucking hat in there. You want me to get the hat?
You have a hat? Well, how old is the hat?
You want me to get the hat?
No, I don't want you to get the hat.
I don't know. When did they put the tail on?
It's like 3 years ago.
Okay, I got the hat 2 years ago.
You did not get the hat 2 years ago. No,
I got the hat like 4 years ago.
The essence of simplicity, and then decided to jazz it up.
There's no
it didn't
tail.
Need to be jazzed up.
Get out of here.
Go look at Chris Creamer's website.
No, there's no fucking tail.
Go look at Chris
horseshoe.
Creamer's website.
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Don't believe it.
And I still like their uniforms.
It's fine.
I like the blue and white. It's clean.
Yes.
It's just
that's
clean.
My point. They didn't need to do anything to the horseshoe.
Yep.
But they did.
I like the Bengals, tiger stripes and all that.
Yeah.
Browns, not
Speaking
really.
of teams that are being dismembered from inside.
Golly. It's like an inside job.
Oh, no, it's very much an inside job.
How do we take our team apart?
Mike Brown realized he needed to make $12 million a year rather than 11.5.
Yeah.
I hate him.
Steelers solid. There's something about having a logo on one side of your helmet that's pretty cool. It's just pretty cool.
It's very old school.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. Ravens,
Ravens are okay.
They're okay. I mean, nothing
Purple
special.
and gold works.
Yeah, Jets, get out of here.
No, Jets, no.
Patriots, get out of here. Bills, I like. Although I wish they'd go back to the old Bills helmet. Just a stagnant buffalo standing in the field somewhere instead of the one that's running forward. I like the Bills.
Yeah, with a spear through its head.
I'm big. And then
Dolphins, no.
I used to like the Dolphins. I don't like them as much
ruined it
anymore. They definitely ruined it. Who are we missing?
Falcons, no.
Falcons suck.
Panthers, no.
Saints suck.
Saints, not bad.
Not
Bucks,
a fan.
no.
Not a fan. Yeah, Bucks are terrible.
Stop pointing at your chest. Nobody wants to know. The Giants suck. That doesn't say Niners.
Yeah, it says Niners are okay. I'm okay with the red and gold. I'm okay with the uniforms. It's just that, SF and 49, they're cool. To me, the 49 uniforms are kind of like in the middle. I don't hate them. I don't love them. They're not one of the best. They're not one of the worst. They're traditional. They're classic. They're if you're a Niner fan, you're going to love them, obviously, but they're okay. I mean,
Seahawks highlighter greens.
Yes, I'm down with those.
They all look like they have tuberculosis.
Definitely. I'm definitely down with those. You know what it reminds me of? When the Beavers play the Ducks in the Civil War, which, by the way, we can't call it the Civil War anymore because that'll offend everybody. It's when
I think they still call it that.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No, they got rid of the Civil War. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Fine. Call it whatever you want. I remember the last Civil War I ever went to. Scoreless tie and a pouring rain. I said, I don't ever need to do this again.
Who was playing?
Oregon and Oregon State in the Civil War.
No. Players. Like, what year was it?
No idea. I hated them all by the end of the game. I was freezing my ass off. Literally, I had to nail gun my pants up at the end.
But when Oregon State's wearing, they're all black and orange, and they're wearing their orange, black helmets, black socks, all that, and then Oregon goes highlighter yellow, and they got their green. It almost blows your TV up.
Oh yeah,
it's like, oh my God,
it's a glaucoma test.
Oh, most certainly is. So yeah, the Niners are fine. I mean, Niner uniforms are fine. The Seahawks highlighters, I kind of like them.
Yeah,
they're a little bit assaulting. Like, you don't want to see those every single week. A little much to see those every. Cardinals are like, get out of here.
Bland.
Yeah, just totally bland.
And
totally bland.
they make the added mistake of having the white helmet, which makes every player look like he's got encephalon.
Yeah.
Just waterheads, just these gigantic skulls.
Rams are just, I don't know. I like give me the 79 Ram uniforms, Lawrence McCutcheon. Yeah. Jack Youngblood, all those guys.
The numbers that were too big for the shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bears.
Classic.
They're stuffed with bears.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't look at the players. It's just a uniform.
Well, yeah, but I can't
separate them. Vikings?
No.
No?
They were better.
Purple? Kind of like the purple.
Well, but you said the Ravens were meh.
They are. Yeah. I mean, but I don't love the purple. Like, they're not the best. Packers have the best uniforms in the division. Better than the Lions. And Lions I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Lions I'm okay with, but the Packers are the best. The G is iconic, and I like the color combination of the green and the yellow. I mean, it's cool. I wouldn't wear it on myself. Like,
good one.
Did you drop your phone?
I did drop my phone.
Like, I think the last time I wore green and yellow together, I was wearing Granimals, and my mom picked them out for me. For anybody that doesn't know what Granimals are, they were a clothing line, probably could have been at Sears, JCPenney, something like that.
Some upscale joint.
Yeah, and you had to match the top and the bottom, and how you did that was they were animals. So you matched the herbivore with the herbivore and the carnivore with the carnivore. Because if you match the carnivore with the herbivore, your fucking outfit looked like shit. It was like awful. So you'd match stuff up, and all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, cool. And then I stopped doing that after about a couple months. I'm like, I don't just want to wear Granimals. I want to wear my sports stuff. and then I wear my sports stuff. But like that's how you would get that color combination, green and yellow, if you're wearing Garanimals. But it works in sports. Like green and yellow works in sports for some reason.
It works in sports if it's the same thing all the time, and the team is good enough to make you have good memories of that team wearing that uniform.
Yeah, I guess.
Like if the Packers had the Panthers record, people would hate that uniform.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, we didn't mention Panthers. Suck.
No, we did mention Panthers.
We did? Did we say suck?
You'd said suck.
Okay, good. I'm glad I said suck.
I silently agreed.
Because they do suck. They're awful uniforms. All right, let's do college football real quick. College football. SC. I like SC's uniforms. I don't love the color, but the uniforms are iconic. They're good to go. Notre Dame's got great uniforms, and I hate Notre Dame. God, I hate Notre Dame. There's no team that I hope loses more every Saturday than Notre Dame. There's something about Notre Dame, probably because I grew up in Southern California and I was an SC fan. Not anymore, but they played Notre Dame every year, and it was always a huge game. I remember the game they were down. I want to say it was 24-6 at half. Anthony Davis returned a touchdown, like 74, 72, 75, somewhere in there. And then they go on to beat them like 55-26. I mean, just crush them. I was so happy that day. I was actually watching that game up here at my aunt's house in Pinole, and it was just awesome. Anthony Davis touchdown, Sam Bam Cunningham. I loved it. Again, I don't love USC at all, but I've always hated Notre Dame. Like, you'll never find me rooting for Notre Dame unless they're getting points, and I hope they lose by less than the spread. But I don't want them to win.
How much did you bet on them to lose the championship last year? This year, actually. Did you have an emotional?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. I didn't have a great feel for the game, so I teased it, and I'm glad I did, because I'd have been having a heart attack at the end of the game. Like,
what, Bruins Blue Jackets?
Oh, God damn it. It was another college football game that I think I teased it to. So for those that don't know what a teaser is, you take 6 points off the spread, or you add it to the spread. So if there's two games that are 7-point spreads and you want the favorite in one game, then you are -1 in that game. Let's say the other game you want to have the underdog, so you're +13 in that game now. So you get 6 points to add it to one team or the other, but you got to hit both games to win one bet. That's the rub. It's not just about hitting one game; you got to hit both of them. So yes, I did.
DraftKings conundrum.
Yes, I did tease it to I did tease Ohio State, but I was surprised that Notre Dame got back in it. They ended up not covering at the end because of field goal. Ohio State hit a field goal with a couple minutes left, but. Yeah, I mean, I find it I've taken them. I can't say that I haven't taken Notre Dame, but
well, no, because you are a clinical bettor.
Yes,
you're not a fan bettor.
No, like I don't like taking them, but I will.
No, I'm going. Yeah, I mean,
from a fan standpoint, I want to see.
You've got Sunbelt games, and you couldn't tell me a player on either team.
No,
so
no.
All hats off to you.
Here's my conundrum. Go ahead.
No, I was going to change the subject.
No, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
About gambling, but what's your conundrum?
My conundrum is Notre Dame, Yankees, Dodgers, Duke, Cowboys. I can go on. All these teams I'd love to see lose. I'm happy when they lose. Yet I want to see them win enough to get to the playoffs so they can get the ultimate crushing blow. And when they leave the playoffs, I fall into a depression because I don't have anybody to root against anymore. Like, I love rooting against those teams so much. I love it when the Yankees are in the playoffs. I get to root against the Yankees. Everybody around here is like, are you rooting for the Dodgers in the playoffs? I go, yeah, I'm rooting for the Dodgers in the playoffs. I'm not cheering for them, for the Dodgers. But I'm not rooting for the Yankees. Like, I'm sorry. There's levels to this, and the Yankees are at the top level. So it's interesting to me because I want to see them win enough to be relevant so they can get their heads crushed, but I don't want to see them win too much. There's my conundrum.
Yeah, you're trying to thread a needle.
I am trying to thread a needle. Absolutely. Absolutely am.
I think it would be more sane for you to root against them all the time, even when they're playing somebody else.
But then they become irrelevant.
Playing the Dodgers, you want them both to lose.
But I can't have that.
You could have that. You have
No.
to just dream hard enough.
No, I can't have it though. I want to have it. I do want to have it, but I
Yeah.
can't.
Okay. This is my idea that
Okay.
I believe is coming,
Okay.
even though I'm the only one advocating it now. And I'm not somebody whose advice people seek out.
Okay.
Your record against the spread becomes a part of the standings, like as the first tiebreaker.
Okay.
So, like, if you've got two teams that finish 10-7, but one is 10-7 against the line, and the other one is 8-9 against the line.
Okay.
The team that's 10-7 against the line gets that.
I like it.
Because now that they're in bed with gambling,
Yeah.
go all the way. And in addition, make it legal for players to bet against themselves in games.
Now stop. Okay. There you go. You had to go there.
If you're going to
you
do
had
this,
to go there.
No,
Let me
they're
bet
doing it
against myself.
anyway.
Guess what? Jonte Porter tried that. How'd that work out for him?
Well, it didn't work out well for him, but I'm just saying, if you, on the other hand, Terry Rozier is still playing.
Yeah, but nobody knows what he did because
They know what he did because the other night he was 3 for 14. He was awful. He might be the worst player in basketball.
Ray, you do realize I went 3 for 14. I wasn't fixing games.
No, but you had a natural gift.
What, for suckage?
Well, for 3 for 14.
Just because you stink doesn't mean you're fixing games.
But that's his standard game. He's dreadful.
No. Okay.
He actually has scarred my cornea.
You say 3 for 4. I don't even know who fucking Terry Rozier was. He playing for the Heat?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was, but everybody's getting traded and everything. So let me see. Let's test. Let's put Ray's knowledge up to the test here. Let's see what the Heat are doing.
They lead the division. They're in 7th. They're going to win their division, and they're going to be in the play-in. What else do you need to know?
No. I need to know what Terry Rozier is doing. Because you said Terry Rozier game log. Okay, at 12 points. You're right. 3 for 14. Great knowledge. I'll give you that.
I can read a box score.
But you do realize the night before he's 5 for 12.
Oh, wow. That turned it all around.
That's not bad.
He's
5 for 12. That's not terrible. It was 1 for 7 from 3, which is garbage. The game before that, 2 for 6, 2 for 5, 0 for 4, 2 for 4, 4 for 12, 6 for 15, 8 for 17. Maybe he's just not very good this year. Maybe that's it.
Not very good.
You cannot. What was he fixing every game?
I think he's fixing just enough.
Stop.
No, but I absolutely believe that the spread should be the first tiebreaker.
No, I agree with you on that.
And your record against the total should be the second tiebreaker. And all that in the division and all that other.
Yeah, but you can't do the record against the total because what's good? Over, under? I mean,
you just say over. That way, more teams will want to be more offensive minded.
I don't mind
more entertaining.
I don't mind the against the spread record because I've always looked at that when I'm looking at national championships in college football. Who gets invited to the party? What's your spread record? Who's done more than they were expected to do? That would be a tiebreaker. It's not anything. It's a tiebreaker.
No, it's the first one because who's given more joy to the people who've supported them?
Who's given more joy? Who's given more back than this team? That is a good point. That is a good point because it's impossible to give more joy than handing money to people, right?
Exactly. Oh, maybe a kidney, but
even if you don't need one, here, take it
in case you need it later.
Put it in saline solution. You may need it at some point.
Put it on the mantelpiece.
Yeah. Put it in your aquarium
next to the statue of Grandma.
It can sit next to your turtle. Your fucking spleen's floating.
So in other words, you want to put the kidney in the front yard.
Yes.
Next to the turtle and the hamster.
No, I was kind of hoping to do it when the turtle was alive. Put them both in the aquarium. Tiny would have been. What is that?
You go to Petco. I want to buy a turtle, please. Oh, okay. What kind of turtle would you like? Oh, something that looks good with a kidney. No, the spread idea is brilliant.
No, I like it. I'm with you on that.
I mean, just literally. I mean, look. They're all being subsidized by DraftKings.
Yep.
Or FanDuel or Underdog or whatever else is going on.
Yep.
Why not just marry the two entities and just make it like this gigantic monolith? That's what we're doing anyway.
What are your thoughts on gambling? and in collegiate sports and stuff. We've seen it over in England forever. They've been involved with the soccer over there in APO, and yeah, they've had their share of controversies. There's no doubt about it.
They have some now.
I'm sure they will continue to have them.
Yeah.
And we're going to have them too. There's no doubt about that. But I'm glad it's here finally. Well, except for California, of course, because we don't need the money. We couldn't use any extra money. The billions of dollars we'd get from now.
But I've told you why that isn't happening.
Indian casinos?
No, I mean, no, it's not Indian casinos. They don't have that much clout.
Oh, I thought they did.
No, the problem is that it's put into the California Constitution, and it's impossible to change the California Constitution because Republicans and Democrats never vote the same way on anything. They'd fight to the death over, saving infants. There'd be one side say, "No, I don't think we need to do that." So you'll never get that.
Well, that sucks.
Well, you drive to Vegas. You go
Yeah.
there. 16
I go there.
times a
Yeah,
year anyway.
I go there enough.
Ostensibly to see your mom, but I think we know better. Yeah, she's not on to you.
Yeah, I played bingo with her last time. Okay.
No, what do about?
I mean, is it a good thing?
Of course not, but it doesn't matter. What is the benefit? What is the benefit to the players? I don't see one. Unless they're going to gamble.
Unless it raises the cap. Unless somehow there's enough money pumped in by DraftKings and FanDuel and all that.
DraftDuel and FanDuel.
Yeah, exactly. That raises the cap somewhat so the players make more because they should be getting more money.
They're good. The only thing that's happened since NIL happened is that the money they used to get, the good players used to get under the table, now they're getting it out front. It's the only difference.
Yeah.
And most athletes aren't getting paid at all. So it's still the same unequal system where players have to go out and hustle their own money. Now, I'm sure somebody's going to say, well, that teaches them capitalist values. Well, capitalism isn't really working. Yeah. So shut up.
Got to hustle your own money. That guy, Midnight Cowboy.
I can't make practice because
Geno Smith just got traded to the Raiders.
Did he really? For what?
He must have pissed somebody off.
So Geno Smith got traded to the Raiders for a 3rd round pick. Your thoughts?
I'm sure he's not happy. And if he is happy, he shouldn't be.
Why are you happy? You shouldn't be happy.
No, I mean,
slappy.
The Raiders are where you go when you're planning to end your career in Canada. That's the way station. You can't win with the Raiders. Ever.
I mean, I guess you could make that case for a number of teams, okay?
Look at the Raiders.
Jaguars, Browns.
Since they vomited up that Super Bowl, who's got a worse record in football? I think the Browns, but they were an expansion team for part of that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, because I've kept you far too long. I mean,
well,
Beth,
when you say get out of here, you live here. You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. No, I said let you get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I just feel like I don't want to abuse your time. I mean, I've already taken up a ton of your time.
Yeah, you're really cutting into my Bible study.
Yeah. Well, oh, I love that David guy. Is he
underrated?
Is he in the Bible?
Yeah, big underdog.
Yeah, okay, I don't know.
Giving 17 to Goliath and
I
covered.
I thought he was there. I'm not positive. Not a big Bible guy.
Skippy.
So I wanted to ask you this because there's so many things that I won't think about asking you, and then as we're talking, I think about it. So we're talking about college football. Should the transfer portal be tweaked? And I'll give an example. I think the transfer portal should be tweaked in that I would love to see a player get a free transfer, go wherever you want, be eligible immediately. And then after that, then you got to sit out a year like the old system because you can't keep jumping from team to team to team. It makes it hard to follow a guy and really kind of, fall in love with a team if you're into that sort of thing, or embrace a team, I guess would be the better way to put it. But I don't mind. And there would be addendums to it. Like if the coach left, you can go. Coach leaves, you can go. But I don't want to see a player on 3 different teams in 3 different years because he wants to just make more money each and every year. And that's his right. That's fine. I don't think it's the best for him, but whatever. They can do what they want to do. But I would like one free transfer, and then after that, you got to sit out a year like you used to, unless the coach leaves.
If the coach can do it, the player should be able to do it.
But they're under contract. The players aren't.
And they violate those contracts constantly.
They do, but
then there you go.
well, then you get
They're
so
not contracts.
so.
Should
Should we put players? Should players have to sign contracts with teams?
Well,
To where, let's say I sign with Kansas, right? I'm playing basketball, I sign with Kansas, NIL, whatever. I'm going to get, let's say $300,000 a year. So I'm going to get $600,000 for 2 years there. If I complete those 2 years there, I sign a contract instead of like saying, okay, well, I'm going to go back into the portal after my freshman year, see if I can get more than that $300,000 they're going to offer me. You sign a contract, and they say, okay, you can leave, but you're going to give us back $100,000 before you transfer. Shouldn't there be some sort of contractual component to this, to where, and I can make it in favor of the athletes too. The kid from Saluka or whatever his name was from UNLV that left was supposedly promised money that he never received. I'm like, well, how is that possible? Didn't you sign a contract? Like, you should be owed that money. But shouldn't there be some sort of contractual element like there is with the coaches, whether they leave or not?
But the coaches break contracts all the time.
I get it. Well, the players can too.
But the next team covers the cost of the buyout.
That's fine.
The point is, whatever a coach can do, a player should be able to do.
Okay.
And if a coach can go to 4 different jobs in 4 different years, then there's no reason why a player can't.
Well, then sign a contract. Players should have to sign contracts.
Are they contracts they can break? Is there something that says a coach who breaks a contract can't coach the next year?
No.
Then I would say no.
Well, that's fine, but you got to sign the contract to begin with. You can't just say, I'm going to go here and I'm going to just throw myself back into the portal.
But then what you said was, if they transfer again, they have to sit out a year. Coaches don't sit out a year.
Okay, I will say this then. Again, I'm making amendments on the fly because I'm fucking flexible, right?
It's your show.
Exactly right. I will say this, that if they sign a contract, then I wouldn't ask for that. I'd just say you transfer whenever you want to, but you are signing a contract and there will be penalties. Like, let's say you want to transfer from Kansas to Arizona. If Arizona wanted to pay your $150,000 contractual fee for breaking it, fine, let them do it. That's fine, but they would have to do it. Right now, you don't have any of those contractual restraints. You can just throw your name in the portal at the end of the year and you're good to go.
If you wanted to make it so that players have the same rights as coaches in all situations, I don't have a problem with that. The problem is coaches get all the benefits on the front end and none of the punishments on the back. And you would have to, it is much harder, I believe, for a player to go to a new school and say, you need to pay my buyout too. Because they don't have the unlimited wealth that a successful coach does.
I get that. No, I totally get that.
Yeah.
Hey, did I mention Geno Smith got traded?
You did mention that.
Yeah, I think I mentioned
Who's the new quarterback in Seattle?
It's Steve Zorn.
Steve Zorn?
I think he's back. Yeah. Max, do we know who the quarterback is in Seattle?
He's looking at the depth chart that ESPN hasn't updated since November. Drew Lock.
Yeah, wasn't Drew Lock? I thought he was on the Giants. I don't even know who their backup
Every team has Drew
was.
Lock.
Sam Howell. Sam Howell.
Thurston
from the
son.
Commanders. Exactly. I love Thurston. Hello, Lovey. He had the ascot going.
And they got a third for him. Geno
third?
Smith was worth a third. Deebo Samuel was worth a fifth. What does that tell you?
Quarterbacks are important.
Yeah.
And it also,
until they get to the Raiders.
Yeah.
And then they become irrelevant.
You know, when I think of Geno, I just think, You know, he's a competent quarterback, right? He's a competent quarterback in the NFL. He can be a starting he has been a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, what's the ceiling for him? Not super high. What's the floor for him? Not super low. It's just kind of like, nah, you know what? You got a starting quarterback. Congrats. I don't think it moves the needle.
No, but here's the thing. His ceiling just dropped by the team that he went to, and his floor dropped too.
They both dropped?
Yeah.
Well, that really sucks.
Well, it's the Raiders.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's nothing that amuses me more than Raider fans who get angry when people scoff on their team, because no fan base has been more mistreated, more systematically for a longer period of time than those two poor bastards.
Yeah.
I mean, a Raider fan, I feel sorry for them because they're hooked into a dealer who just gives them nothing but like talcum powder every time they go to buy. No, we're screwing you again. There's nobody I admire more than somebody who says, I used to be a Raider fan, and then I started paying attention. But no, I mean, Geno Smith, I want him to thrive however it is, and even though the Raiders won't see to it that he can't, because he is at least one example of a coach that teams gave up on, who just found a place and showed, no, I'm really actually okay at this. Because one of the things that is becoming more and more evident about quarterbacks is that there is literally no patience. None. If you don't throw for 4 scores in your first game as a rookie, you suck.
Yeah.
And you will always suck. I mean, Daniel Jones does suck, but if the Giants could have gotten rid of him after week 5 of his rookie year, they'd have done it.
Yeah.
Just because nobody knows how to evaluate quarterbacks anyway.
Should the Niners go after Joey Bosa? Bosa brothers make defensive line great again. Oh, it'd be a great hat.
I would like to know.
You'd wear that hat.
I would not.
You would wear that hat.
No.
Make defensive line great again.
I didn't wear a hat on a day when the sun is searing my corneas. Why would I wear a hat for Joey Bosa?
I told you.
I know you did.
I told you. I tried to help you. What'd you do? No, I'm good.
Well,
no, I'm good.
The hat
no,
looks like
good.
a bird bath.
I mean, you're going to come back to me tomorrow and go, Tom, I have forehead cancer. I'm fucked. And I'm going to be like, God damn it,
no,
Ray,
wear this hat.
You.
You can look like Gilligan's dimmer brother.
I'll give you some Tux medicated pads to wipe your forehead with.
I would like to know
why
the Chargers decided he was not good anymore. I mean, he got hurt a bunch
maybe not.
last year.
Maybe they didn't say he wasn't good. Maybe they said he's not worth $25 million.
Well,
so if he's worth $19 million and you can get him for $13 million, is that a bargain?
Well, then maybe it might be. When a high profile guy gets let go, and this is more true in football than anywhere else, it raises alarms for me. Why are they letting this guy go?
Yeah.
If it's just money, you're on a shitty team. If it's you're losing it or you've got a health issue that we don't think we can fix, that's a different deal. If it's a health issue, I don't want to touch him.
Yeah.
So,
you know how bad I feel right now? You're searing over there.
I don't feel bad.
I do. I feel like shit.
Yeah, I can tell.
Can you tell?
Yeah. You're sweating gravy even as we speak.
This is my concern look.
It's very much like that sale on tomato paste is not on anymore.
Oh, I had tomato paste in my fridge yesterday. I needed it too. I was like, who has tomato paste when you need it? And I was like, holy shit, I got tomato paste in my refrigerator.
I almost asked you a question as though that were true. That's how gullible I am.
No, I did. I have tomato paste.
For what? What did you use tomato paste for?
Shepherd's pie. Yes.
You didn't strike me as a shepherd's pie.
Oh, I love shepherd's pie. I love shepherd. You know who loves it?
Isn't it hard to grind up the shepherd?
No, it isn't. It really isn't. You got to have a big grinder, but it was okay.
There's too much femur in this.
But you know who loved it more, which made the whole meal worth it. Like, it's not that hard to cook, to be honest with you. It really isn't. It's just kind of peeling the carrots and the onions, tomatoes, all that. After that, it's like gravy. You just make the mashed potatoes and you're good to go. But you know who loved it more than anybody?
Lulu?
Kai and Camila, my granddaughter and grandson. They cleaned their bowls. It was amazing. I was like, oh, I'm going to make this again in a couple weeks. So, yeah.
If it's easy to make and they'll eat it?
Yeah, I am a shepherd's pie guy.
Because one of the things about kids that is always true, and this is not my original thought, but I heard it from somebody that made sense, is you spend a lot of years eating the dinners they don't finish,
Yes.
standing in front of the sink.
Yes, you do. Yes,
so
you do.
it may as well be something you both like.
Yeah. No, yeah, shepherd's pie is a big hit at the Tolbert household. And I just started making it a year ago. I made it for Thanksgiving and everybody loved it. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do it again. So I did it again and the grandkids loved it. I'm like, we're good
Home
to go.
free.
Yeah.
That's one less annoying decision. One less trip to McDonald's.
What's your go-to meal when you cook?
When I cook, I can make pasta sauce.
What are you saying? You can pour it in a
No, I'll take ground beef. I'll brown it.
you make your own pasta
Sausage.
sauce.
I get this spaghetti sauce called Moody.
Moody?
Mutti.
Oh, so not like Moses Moody.
No.
Okay.
Mutti. Because it's got a lot less sugar in it than Prego.
Okay.
I mean, Prego literally, it's like pouring Starbucks into your sauce. And then my wife's got some Italian seasoning she throws in there, some little shaved carrots.
Nice.
Well, she puts the shaved carrots in. She's more interested in my health than I
love
am,
carrots.
as you can tell.
I love carrots.
Oh, raw carrots?
Yes.
Cooked carrots? An abomination.
Really?
In the sight of the Lord.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, I don't believe in the Lord. So what do I care?
Well, okay.
But I love raw carrots and cooked carrots.
Raw carrots are way better.
They are, but doesn't mean raw carrots are an abomination or cooked carrots are an abomination.
They're an eyesore.
Is it
it's lava with gravel in it.
Is it a dripping eyesore? An oozing eyesore? Or
No,
just an eyesore?
Just an itching eyesore.
Okay. Just want to I want to know if it's been expressed or not. Because that definitely makes a difference.
Wow.
So
I hope you've enjoyed this today.
Mine is shepherd's pie,
Yep.
which I'm going to make more because everybody seems to love it. Chicken parm.
Chicken parm's great.
Super easy, right?
And
Super easy.
I wrote a thing at Defector basically saying I oppose chicken in all its forms.
Really?
I've come around to a chicken
Okay.
parm.
What about chicken marsala?
Not so much.
Okay, yeah, I do that one too. I love that one. I love mushrooms.
Okay.
So I'm a huge.
Oh,
huge...
I'm a way not mushroom.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like fungi?
No. Well, on my feet. But
What? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm gonna call Beth, see if she enjoys it as well.
No, don't call me. She's
okay.
she's calling the lawyer now. Can I get a drive-through annulment, please?
God, I mean, really, anything. What'd you tell me? We were going to a wedding a couple months ago, and I told Ray I couldn't go somewhere. I think it was Pliny the Younger, and I told Ray I couldn't go because I have a wedding to go to. And do you remember what you told me?
I don't.
Ray said, "Have the wedding annulled." I'm like, "How do you get a wedding annulled? They're not even married yet." I was cracking up. Have the wedding annulled.
Just
like,
have
sorry.
a lawyer standing there waiting for them
I'm
to
like,
kiss.
sorry. I'm sorry.
And then just say, "That's it."
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Serve papers right then and there.
But those are kind of the go-tos. And then, steak and stuff like that. And I'll throw some
Have you been to Moxie yet?
some pork. No, I got to go. Have you been?
I have been.
Is it great?
It's very good.
Oh, we finally got a steakhouse in Alameda, everybody.
There's a little.
It's incredible.
It's a cash outlay, but it's not.
Yep.
It's not a ridiculous outlay.
Yep.
But for Alameda prices, it's a ridiculous outlay.
Yeah, I heard it's
But
like
it's still
$80
worth it.
for a steak, $75.
Only if you get like a tomahawk or something.
Yeah.
You can get a decent,
Okay.
a good steak.
I got to
for
go. I mean,
We know the lady who runs the joint.
Do you really?
Yeah. And you know what's gotten us?
What?
Nothing.
Wow. Why did you mention it then?
Just
How does it help me?
look at me, Louie.
I do want to go though. I was
You
like,
should.
holy shit, we have a steakhouse in Alameda. And I'm gonna
And
go
we
like,
apparently have a phenomenal barbecue place now. Which I haven't
oh
been at
yeah,
yet.
but I walked by
Oh yeah.
there
Oh no, it's
Saturday.
a 2-hour line with.
Yes. So it's called Fisk, I guess. FISKQUE, something like that. And it's this amazing barbecue joint in Alameda. And
But you can never
they
have it.
serve on Saturday, Sunday. Period. That's it. And they open at noon, I think, until they sell
Close
out.
at 1:45.
Yeah, exactly. Until they sell out. So you got to get in line early. And I went by last Saturday. Laura and I went by and we're like, well, let's check out the line. It was like 2-hour line. I'm like, look, I would love good. I love good barbecue. I'm not sure if there's any food on the planet Earth that's good enough to make me wait 2 hours for it.
The brisket needs to play a bassoon solo for me to stand in line.
I mean, I better be able to put the food in my mouth and shit gold nuggets. Like that's what I want. Like there's just nothing that could possibly titillate my taste buds enough to make me stand in line for 2 hours. It is not going to happen.
Why do you involve?
Oh shit, you're in the shade now. Nice.
Yeah, why do you
I've been
involve
going to the 4 hours.
proctology in your the full experience?
Exactly.
Forkful to post game sits.
You know what we should do? We should go get a pizza and come back and start over. Oh shit!
I saw this documentary about the Ottoman Empire. I'm telling you, it was 19 parts on Netflix. It was unbelievable.
I saw that one. It was amazing.
Oh God!
All right, I'm gonna let you go and get dinner.
All right. Well, we're actually going out tonight.
Are you going?
I'm going to a crab feed over at the Dash, the winery down at the other end of town.
Oh, is it like a fundraiser?
Beats me. I think it's a fundraiser for the people who own the winery.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to help them out, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
People that make alcohol, you always want to help them out.
Well, yeah.
Where is Dash?
You know where Faction is?
Yeah.
Okay. You take a left and you go
Okay.
until your hat floats.
Okay. Yeah.
Drive toward the Hornet.
Good breweries over there, by the way. If you go to the Alameda, old Alameda Navy base, you get Faction, you get Humble Sea, you get Almanac is over there. Some really, really good breweries. They got some good stuff over there.
Yeah. Do they still have St. George, or did that close?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's
I haven't
for,
been
that's
over there in
for
a couple
genuine
months.
alcoholics who need to go to a meeting yesterday. they flavored gins, the whole 9 yards.
What's your favorite flavored gin?
I've never had gins. So
Really?
my wife, every once in a while, will have a gin and tonic with this gin called Empress, which is purple.
Empress?
Empress gin.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Friend of hers turned her onto it. I mean, she drinks it rarely because she values her health, but
yeah.
But every once in a while, nice hot day, she'll have a gin and tonic, relax.
Yeah.
Dream of when she was single.
Not my bag. Not my bag. Although I did have grass shavings gin. Pretty good stuff.
I give up. Let me run this by me again. You go to your gardener for your alcohol.
Yes, I do.
Grass shavings.
Look, don't judge me, Ray. Don't judge me.
I don't judge you. I marvel at you.
All right,
I mean, the Big Mac taco that's game.
Try it.
Not at gunpoint.
Why?
It's a Big Mac and a bad taco. What's the magic here?
Some things don't make sense.
Well, and this doesn't make sense to me.
And
but
the show doesn't make sense.
Oh no, this show makes complete sense.
No, just try it.
This is the show
it's only $8. It's like cheap. It's like you could throw it in the gutter if you want to at the end of it. It's not like you're paying a ton of money. Just give it a shot. I'm just saying, I thought it was pretty good. Like I thought, wow, this is like, it's different because every taco, even though there are some that separate themselves from others, they're still fairly similar. Every burrito, they're fairly similar. This was like, wow, this is like totally different.
Matching two bad tastes together.
Well,
it's like fruit strip.
No, taco's not a bad taste. Taco's not a bad taste. Come on.
You've never had a bad taco.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I have. I mean, no one's shit in it. I mean,
that's a lofty bar you've set.
I mean, tacos are pretty good by and by, right? but it's got to be a taco. It can't just.
It can't be used.
Oh God! It can't be a porta potty.
Almighty.
So, but no. What I'm saying is, it's got to be a taco. Like I love monster tacos. Those aren't tacos. I understand those. Those aren't tacos. Those are. I don't know what they are. They're just good. And I've said this over and over and over again. I'm not sure what meat they're using on that. I mean, it could be capybara. I have no idea. I have no idea what meat they use. I
think a capybara is high fat content.
Yeah, but who uses like salsa, like just like store-bought, almost like store-bought salsa and American cheese in a taco? Like it makes no sense, but it's good. But is it like my goat? No, of course not. Like I want an authentic al pastor, carne asada. That's the taco I want. So I get it. It's not that. It's just different. And I like different foods. I like trying something different.
I like different tacos.
Because everything's kind of the same. Isn't it? Like
I think you
everything's
just
very
explain
similar.
to me why tacos are the same.
But they are. Aren't
I like
they?
something that's not the same, except tacos where I want them to be identical.
No, I don't want them to be identical. Like, how much different is pasta? Zero. Pasta sauce different.
Yeah.
Pasta isn't
Well,
different.
that's the money.
It's like, hey, you know what? Somebody's getting sick of this shit. Let's make up corkscrews.
Yeah.
I don't know. Make tubes. We'll just throw that out there. Okay, everybody's getting sick of spaghetti. All right, let's go fettuccine. Flatten it out a little bit for us. Let's go linguine. Like, it's all the same shit.
It's the sauce that makes it different.
Of course it is the sauce.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't say anything about different kinds of sauce.
There is no sauce in tacos.
You just extolled the virtues of something with mystery meat and American cheese.
I did, but I said those aren't tacos. Those aren't classic tacos. I like them, but they're not like if I'm gonna go, if somebody were to go, Tom, you want a taco? I'd go, yes, give me the Big Mac taco. No, I wouldn't say that. I'd go, give me a carne asada taco.
So it's a difference between the ACC and Conference USA.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but what I'm telling you is this. I told you earlier on. What did I tell you, Ray Ratto? I told you a taco to me is carne asada.
A good taco.
A good taco. Carne asada. What else? Onion.
Pickles.
Let me see if I have any in here. I'm gonna fucking throw one of these at you.
I'm sorry, it was on the tee. I had to take a swing.
Cilantro.
That's
it.
Well, cilantro's in all Mexican food, isn't it? Or pretty much.
No, I'm just saying that's to me what makes like a legit taco is carne asada, al pastor, whatever.
Yeah.
And then give me onion, little salsa, and little cilantro, and I'm good. Let's move on.
Okay.
I'm good. That's it. Now that's a taco. That to me is like Mexican certified. Like they're just like, boom, we're good. That's your taco. That's all I want. But it doesn't mean there isn't room for other interpretations of the taco. Like I don't think, like I'm not, if somebody says, hey, you want some Mexican food? Yeah. What do you want? Big Mac taco. Of course I'm not saying that.
But you would eat it.
Of course I'm not saying that. Yeah, I would, but I wouldn't want it.
Grudgingly.
I wouldn't want it for that night because I want Mexican food. I don't want a Big Mac taco. Like I did. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore.
You really don't, but
I do like it.
You
are
entitled to like anything you want. I will defend to the death. Well, not to my death, but to somebody's death.
Of course.
Your right to eat that. Tommy wants a taco, but somebody's got a gun. Cancel Christmas.
All right, we gotta get out of. We gotta get out of here because Beth is gonna be like, "Where are you, Ray?" You're gonna be like, "Tommy has me," and she's gonna be mad at me.
No, she's not. She's ecstatic now.
Is she? Oh, she's probably pumped you're out of the house.
Oh, pumped?
Yeah.
She ordered a catering like 2 hours ago. Can I get confetti to go on Amazon?
That's ridiculous.
No, it's all ridiculous.
That was fun, though.
I had a ball.
Me, you, and Mike.
Yep.
Did you ever see Halloween? Yeah, don't say no.
I have seen Halloween.
Okay, what'd you think?
He looked better.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. He's scuffling.
You know what?
I got to admit, he's scuffling a little bit.
He looks a lot like Logan O'Hoppe.
Logan O'Hoppe? It's one of our better players, right?
I rest my case.
I didn't say we're going to be great this year, but
well,
look. I root for who I root for. You don't root for anybody. You're soulless.
Yeah.
So you don't give a shit. I'm trying to get the Angels to 85 wins somehow in the next 3 years.
And how are you going to do that?
I'm going to call a lot of like bomb threats. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for.
You don't have enough munitions to get them past 75.
I have a telephone though, and I'm hoping that'll be good enough.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that'll be good enough.
The Angels just piss me off because
they really piss me off.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's just they're so dreadfully. I mean, they wasted Mike Trout. They wasted Shohei Ohtani.
For 6 years.
So 2 generational players. And the year that they did win the World Series, they weren't a spectacular team then. They don't give you anything to remember fondly for life. I mean, you may feel differently. I just think that they're just too sort of standard meh. And I think there's no excuse to be standard meh. If you're going to be bad, be bad. If you're going to be good more than twice in a quarter century.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to be good, give yourself a chance to be good. You can't guarantee anything, but give yourself a real chance to be good.
Be in the debate.
Yeah, be in the debate, and they didn't do that. Anyway, I can't do this now because season hasn't even started, and look, I got like 6 months of pain coming my way because I already know. I'm not deluding myself. I already know what's coming this year. I just want to see Trout play 120 games, and I'll be happy. I will be happy.
Okay. I was about to ask, could you ever just say, you know what? This is more pain than I'm willing to endure. I'm off the Angels.
No.
And then go back to them when they win.
No.
Because I think that's the measure of a smart fan.
No.
Loyalty is overrated when they put a price tag on it.
No. Where am I going to go?
You don't have to
Dodgers? My buddy Steve Kerr keeps trying to, hey, plenty of room over here with the Dodgers. I'm like, pal, ain't happening.
How is that?
Those of you that know, Steve Kerr's a huge Dodger fan. We'll have him on here one of these days. He loves the Dodgers because he grew up in LA, and I rooted for the Dodgers too. Until I decided, I don't want to be a complete douche, so I'm going to root for the Angels. And he keeps trying to lure me over. He's like, hey, come on over. It's a lot more fun. We win. I'm like, bite me. Bite me, pal. I'm not doing it. I'm not switching to the Dodgers. I'm an Angel fan.
When you have him here, the first question you have to ask him is, so what do you think about traveling?
No, I'm dying in my backyard.
Twice a year he's good for that. It's one of the hardiest perennials in the entire sport.
2 things I know about Steve.
He hates
traveling.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, traveling drives him absolutely bonkers. And he will call a timeout after his team doesn't get back on defense and shows no effort. It's like an automatic timeout. Yeah. You watch him. You watch if a team like just passes or they turn it over like 2 times in a row. He's like, okay, I've had it. I've just had it. And it's to the point now where when I'm calling the games, I can call the timeout before the timeout comes because I just know what he doesn't. And the things that frustrate him frustrate me. I don't get as frustrated by traveling anymore. He does. I don't. I'm like, look, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, they're not going by the rules. It's guys can shuffle their feet. Guys can change pivot feet. I go, is it like an abomination? Yeah, of course it is. Because that's part of basketball.
Yeah, LaMelo Ball's European Union step the other night.
Your pivot foot should be your pivot foot. That's it. Period. That should be the rule. But I've almost, like, it happens so often I can't get that frustrated with it. But the getting back on defense frustrates me when guys are just like, lollygagging, or guys throw a stupid pass that leads to a fast break that everybody's standing there watching and the other team got that. Now that still gets me.
Because that's effort. That's the minimum standard for any player.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're traveling, you're trying to get an advantage on somebody to do something that will help your team.
Yeah.
Or in the case of LaMelo Ball, that will help himself.
Yeah, help himself.
Because you can't help that team.
Oh my God. Well, enjoy dinner.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Hey, anytime.
Can we do it again?
Yes.
Okay. I have like nothing to offer you.
You offered me half a bottle of Banshee.
I did. I can do that all day long. And I'll do it again next time.
You handle the supply, I'll handle the demand.
You know what I'd like to get? We got to figure out a token we can give people for coming over and doing the show. Just like, those little pennies you used to put in the thing at the thing? Maybe we can get one of those. We can get like one of those penny squashers.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what you want.
And it could be, I don't know, it could be Purdue.
Give them a free bunny.
Would you take a free bunny?
Well, I don't know. Depends on how you feel about Hassenpfeffer, I guess.
Hey, Brownie, close your ears. Don't listen to Ray. He's not. No. Is Brownie still over here? God, Brownie's been here all show long.
He's over there smoking a cigar.
I'm talking about
When do these idiots get
talking
out of my
about cooking
backyard?
my bunny.
I didn't say your bunny. I said a bunny.
Yeah, well, you
It was
know
a
what?
generic rabbit.
Well, I don't think she's that smart. Like she gonna be like, well, what? What did he say?
I think she's fairly discerning.
Or she might just come over here and fuck you up.
Yeah. What like the rabbit in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Yeah. Although, to be honest, if the bunny kicked you in the balls, that's still like, look, double you over. Bunny grabs one of these rocks, jams it in your eyes. You're blind. And then all of a sudden the bunny takes over. And you're like, how? I didn't see that coming.
No, I'll be honest with you.
I didn't see that coming.
A homicidal rabbit with amazing jumping ability and opposable thumbs. You're right. I didn't see that.
And then you'll think to yourself, as you're laying fetal position in a pool of blood coming out your eyes, balls hurting, and you're thinking to yourself, did I really need that Hassenpfeffer comment? I really didn't, did I? All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
I took a risk.
We're out of here. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. Thank you again to Max and Daniel. Great job today, boys. And
Wasted by you two.
yeah,
losers.
absolutely. And we'll be back with you next week. Everybody have a great weekend. See ya.